மக்களே, உங்களை விட எனக்கு இந்த காசு பணம் முக்கியமா என்ன? இவ்வளோ குறைகள் நம்ம மேல சொல்றாங்களே, இப்ப நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி அவங்களால ஓப்பனா சொல்ல முடியுமா? அந்த தில்லு இருக்கா, திராணி இருக்கா?
Money is important than you.
ஆனா நம்ம மக்கள் அமைச்சு கொடுத்த நம்ம அரச குறைகள் மட்டும் டிசைனா மாடலா குறைகள் மட்டும் சொல்லுவாங்க. ஒவ்வொரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்லயும்
they are all putting many accusations on this government. Day by day, day to day, different accusations.
கொள்ளையெல்லாம் இந்த தீய சக்தியா இருக்கட்டும், தீந்து போன சக்தியா இருக்கட்டும், ரெண்டு பேரும் மாறி மாறி இதே தான் செஞ்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
They have looted
காமெடி என்னன்னா, சட்டசபையில பேசும்போது
government money from each and every department, be it DMK or ADMK.
யாரு என்ன பேரு எதுவுமே சொல்ல, பார்ட்டி ஃபண்ட்னு சொன்னவனை எடுத்தாங்க பாருங்க ஒரு ஓட்டம்.
At the assembly, I just mentioned party fund. Immediately, they ran away. I not even mentioned party name or anything beyond party fund, the word party fund.
அப்பா பீரோக்குள்ள இல்ல, எங்க அப்பா பீரோக்குள்ள இல்ல அப்படின்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி. ஐயோ, ஏன் கேக்குறீங்க? இவங்களோட செம்ம கூத்தா இருக்குங்க, செம்ம ஃபன்னா இருக்கு.
Why are all asking this? So much fun with them.
நார்மலா ஆகிற செலவை விட அதிக செலவில், கிட்டத்தட்ட டபுள் மடங்கு செலவில் ஒரு டெண்டர் ஒன்று விட்டுருக்குறாங்க. அதையெல்லாம் தோண்டி எடுத்து அதெல்லாம் இப்போ கண்டுபிடிச்சி கேன்சல் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். இன்னும் எத்தனை கோடி ஊழல் தோண்ட வருமோ எங்களுக்கே தெரியல. ஒவ்வொரு கிழியுது. ஒவ்வொரு கதையா எடுத்து வெளியில விட்டுருவான்.
Now we are cancelled those tenders. We are looking forward to do the same, and we are inspecting many allegations, corruption allegations across many departments.
இந்த 50-55 நாட்கள்ல அங்க செஞ்ச சில விஷயங்கள் சட்டசபையிலே எடுத்து சொன்னேன். பட் இங்க ஒரு சில விஷயங்கள் சொல்லணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த மின்சார துறையில
55 days I have already pointed out what we have done for Tamil Nadu in Tamil Nadu Assembly session, during the Tamil Nadu Assembly session itself. Now I want to reiterate the same here again.
ஒரே சொல்றேன் உங்களுக்கு. அடுத்து லஞ்சம்லாம் ஒழிக்க முடியாது, ஊழல்லாம் ஒழிக்க முடியாது, அதெல்லாம் பிளட்டிலேயே ஊறி போய் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொன்னவங்க போய் ஒவ்வொரு கவர்மெண்ட் ஆபீஸா பாருங்க. ஒரு பைசா லஞ்சம் இல்ல, ஒரு பைசா ஊழல் இல்ல.
Any government offices,
சும்மா டக்கு 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 நடக்குது.
There are no corruption and scams even for 1 paisa.
ஆனா அதையும் தாண்டி எங்களுக்கு மரியாதை கொடுக்கறாங்க தம்பி, உட்கார வச்சுலாம் பேசுறாங்க.
Jobs are being done without any sort of bribe.
அவனை போய் பாரு, இவனை போய் பாரு, இந்த ஆபீசரை போய் பாருன்னு சொல்லி அலைய விடுவாங்க. இப்ப லஞ்சம் இல்ல, ஊழல் இல்ல, வேலை இல்ல, நடக்குது. மக்கள்
appreciating
பெருமூச்சு விடுறாங்க.
Along with people are saying government staff are giving respect to all people.
ஏன் இதெல்லாம் பண்ண முடியாது?
They are also doing their duties without collecting any bribes. How has it become possible?
18,600 crore-க்கு 3 திட்டங்கள் அந்த ஒப்பந்தம், அந்த கையெழுத்து போட்டிருக்கிறோம். கிட்டத்தட்ட 8,000.
Very recently also
நான் சொல்றது அந்த 3
we signed memorandum for 18,000 crore.
குறுவை சாகுபடிக்காக 134 கோடியில அந்த சிறப்பு தொகுப்பு திட்டம் அறிவிச்சிருக்கிறோம் நம்ம விவசாயிகளுக்காக. இப்பவும் சொல்றேன், நம்ம விவசாய பெருமக்களே, உங்களோட
we announced scheme for farmers to facilitate kurvai sagubadi,
அது உங்களுக்கு நல்லாவே முன்னாடி
kurvai cultivation.
வரப்போற அறிஞர் அண்ணா அவர்களுடைய பிறந்த நாள்ல உங்க அண்ணனுடைய அரசுல தாய் மாமன் தங்க மோதிர திட்டம் அறிவிக்கப்படும். இதெல்லாம் கேட்டாங்களே, வாக்குறுதி கொடுத்தீங்களே, என்ன இந்த தீய சக்தி மாதிரி ரியல் தாய் மாமன் கிடையாது. ரியல் தாய் மாமன்,
maternity uncle,
ரியல் தாய் மாமன்.
The scheme indicates real maternity uncle for people.
இந்த தீய சக்தியை பற்றி அவங்க நிர்வாகத்தை பற்றி ஒரு வெள்ளை அறிக்கையை ஒன்று வெளியிட்டோம்ல, அது ஷார்ட் அண்ட் ஸ்வீட்டாக சொல்லணுன்னா, ஒரு ஓட்ட பாத்திரத்துக்குள்ளே தண்ணி ஊற்றிக்கிட்டே இருந்திருக்கிறாங்க. பாத்திரம் எம்டியாகவே இருந்திருக்கு, ஆனால் ஊற்றின தண்ணி தான் எங்கே போச்சுன்னு தெரியல.
Want to speak about this evil force where we released a white paper report about the evil force government. It was like shortly if you want to say about that white paper report, the government, then previous government, it was like pouring water into a
வாயத்தொரங்க சிஎம்
empty bowl with a hole.
அடாடா, உங்க சிஎம் நெஞ்சிலேயே
None actually know where the water went.
பேசுங்க பேசுங்கன்றீங்க, பேசுனா எந்திரிச்சு ஓடிடுறீங்க. இனிமே பேச ஆரம்பிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, ஒரு நண்பர் ஒருத்தர் சொன்னார், மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே எல்லா டோரையும் இழுத்து அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான் பேச ஆரம்பிக்கணும். பேசுறதுக்கே குளத்தூர்ல கொத்து பரோட்டா போட்டாங்க. இதுக்கு மேல பேசினா மொத்தமா முடிஞ்சிடும், பாத்துக்கங்க. அப்படிங்கிறது சரிப்பா, நமக்கு எதுக்கு வம்பு, நம்ம பாட்டுக்கு நம்ம வேலையை பார்ப்போம், எதுக்கு அவங்கள பத்தி பேசிக்கிட்டு அப்படின்னு இருந்தா விஜய்க்கு அரசியலே பேச தெரியல அப்படிங்கிறது. இப்படியே மாறி
If I remain silent without speaking politics and doing my duty, immediately they are questioning Vijay doesn't know to speak politics.
அரசியலுக்கு வந்ததுல இருந்தே ஒரு கூட்டம் குறை மேல குறையா சொல்லிக்கிட்டு பாட்டுக்கு பாட்டு கச்சேரி எங்களுக்கும் பண்ண தெரியும், பண்ணலாமா?
When I entered politics,
சம்பந்தமான வழக்குல தமிழ்நாட்டோட பெட்டிஷனை சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் எப்போ ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணுச்சு? அப்ப யார் ஆட்சியில இருந்தா? ஏன் ஒழுங்கா வாதாடல? நீங்க ஒழுங்கா வாதாடி இருந்தீங்கன்னா அதை ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணிருக்க மாட்டாங்கல்ல. ஏன் ஸ்டாலின் சார் வேணும்னு விட்டுட்டாரா?
Supreme Court rejected the state government appeal on Meghalaya issue.
அந்த ஸ்டேட் சிஎம் பேசுறாரு, நீங்க ஏன் பேசல அப்படினா நம்ம ஸ்டேட்டோட
why proper arguments were made in the Supreme Court.
சும்மா சவால் விட்டுக்கிட்டு சீண்டி பார், நான் யார் தெரியுமா, தொட்டு பார், இப்படிலாம் பேசிக்கிட்டு இருந்தா வேலைக்கு ஆகாது. சும்மா பேசி பேசி பிரச்சனையை வளர்த்துக்கிட்டு யார் மேலே அது பழிய தூக்கி போட்டுட்டு அப்புறம் மக்களை அம்போன்னு தெருவில் விட்டுட்டு இப்படிதான் ஒரு அரசியல் பண்ணணும்னா அந்த அரசியல் நமக்கு தேவையும் இல்லை, அதை நம்ம செய்யவும் போறதில்லை. டாக் லெஸ் வொர்க் மோர் மோடு தான் நம்ம பாலிசி. அதனாலதான் சட்டசபையில அந்த அரசியல் தீர்மானம்னு சொல்லி ஒன்று கொண்டு வந்தோம். அது எப்படி டு டேக் ஃபார்வர்ட், எப்படி கொண்டு போறோம் சரியா
remove the resolution on Meghalaya issue in assembly session during assembly session.
யார் என்ன டீலிமிட்டேஷன் கொண்டு வந்தாலும் தமிழ்நாடு அது ஒத்துக்காது.
தமிழ்நாடு will never accept delimitation.
நமக்கான இடத்தை யாரும் பறிக்கவும் முடியாது, அது பறிக்கவும் விட மாட்டோம். இப்படி நாம இருக்கும்போது இந்த திமுக எங்க போய் நிக்குது, யார் கதவை தட்டிக்கிட்டு நிக்குது நல்லா தெரியும் மக்களே. இந்த தீய சக்தியும் தீந்து போன சக்தியும் வேற வேறலாம் இல்ல, கூட்டு களவாணிங்க. சொல்ல முடியுமா அவங்களால? நிரூபிக்க முடியுமா? இந்த வரப்போற நிரூபிச்சு காட்டுங்க, அப்புறமா பேசுங்க.
Can you prove both are not same in upcoming by-election?
நமக்கு ஏற்பட்ட வேதனையான சம்பவத்தை, நமக்கு எதிராக நடந்த சதிய சூழ்ச்சிய இனி வர்ற ஜெனரேஷனும் அவங்களுக்கு தெரியப்படுத்தணும்ல. அதுக்காகவே இனி ஒரு அரசியல் சதிய அரசியல் சூழ்ச்சிய யாரும் யோசிக்கவே கூடாதுன்றதுக்காகவே கரூர்ல ஒரு நினைவு சின்னத்தை நம்ம டிவிகே சார்பா அமைக்கப்படும் அப்படின்றத அறிவிக்கிறோம். அப்புறம் கரூர்ல இருந்து ஒட்டுமொத்த தமிழ்நாட்டு மக்களுக்கும் சொல்றேன், உங்க டிவிக்கு அரசு உங்களுக்காகத்தான் உழைக்கும். அடிப்படை வசதிகளை முதல்ல நிறைவேற்றணும். ஒரு பக்கம் நிதி நிலைமையை சரி செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இன்னொரு பக்கம் அப்படியே நாம ப்ரையாரிட்டி பார்த்து ஒவ்வொன்றா படிப்படியா நிறைவேற்ற ட்ரை பண்ணுவோம். உங்களுக்கு இந்த விஜய் உங்க விஜயா தான் இருப்பான்.
What Vijay called this as a conspiracy to stop a political party, to take up this conspiracy to next generation also.
போனதுல இருந்து என்னென்னமோ பண்றாங்க, ஏதோ பேசுறாங்க, சோஃபாங்கிறாங்க, வாஷிங் மெஷினுங்கிறாங்க, இந்த அரசியல் வியாபாரம் பண்றதுக்கான அந்த வெண்டிங் மெஷினே அவங்க தான். யாரு? இந்த திமுக.
They are all calling us as a washing
machine.
But they are all vending machines.
ஓட்டுக்கு காசு கொடுக்கறாங்க. கலாச்சாரத்தை அந்த
political business.
அடிச்சு நொறுக்கி இருக்கிறோம். எலெக்ஷன்லயே அப்படி வேலை பார்த்த நாம
we have actually won in elections without giving money.
மக்களின் பக்கம் அப்படி இருக்கும்போது நமக்கு எதுக்கு இந்த பேரெல்லாம்?
When people are our side, why we have to do any sort of trading?
இந்த கொள்ளையை அடிச்சதுனால தான் உங்க கரூர் கம்பெனி ஓனர் ஒருத்தர் எங்க எங்க இருக்காருன்னே தெரியாம ஓடு 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 வராம் பாரு வேட்டக்காரன் ஓடினே இருக்கிறார்.
Your Karur guy is hiding. We don't know where exactly he is.
ஸ்டாலின் சார் நினைச்சு போறீங்க.
Running here and there.
எப்பவுமே ஸ்டாலின் சார் மேல ஒரு தனி பாசம் ஒண்ணு உண்டு.
Vijay tacitly criticized the central policy.
சிங்கப்பூருக்கு செக்கப்புக்கு போனார்ல அவரு.
And another former minister who had went to Singapore for checkup.
உங்ககிட்ட யாராவது லஞ்சம்
Vijay tacitly mentioning former minister.
முடியாது சொல்லுங்க.
வேலு.
நான் இருக்கேன் உங்களோட. அப்படியே யாராவது ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ணாங்கன்னா இது எங்க மகன், எங்க புள்ள, எங்க அண்ணன், எங்க தம்பி, எங்க விஜய், எங்க விஜயோட ஆட்சின்னு ஸ்ட்ராங்கா சொல்லுங்க. மக்களே, நீங்க கூட இருக்கும் போது லஞ்ச ஊழல் மட்டும் இல்ல, அதிகாரத்தை வச்சு ஆட்டம் யாரா இருந்தாலும்
any sort of bribe, say it strongly.
கட்டுப்பாடு ஒரு காலத்துல
our Vijay governance government
எப்படி இருக்கான்னு உங்களுக்கே தெரியும். அதாவது இந்த டிவிகே கட்சியோட தலைவரை எதிர்க்கிறதுல ஒரு நியாயம் இருக்கு. ஏன்னா உங்க பொழப்புல மண்ணள்ளி போட்டான். என்ன இந்த ஊழல் லஞ்சம்லாம் பண்ண மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லி உங்க அரசியலே ஒரு தெருமுனைக்கு கொண்டாந்து விட்டான். மக்கள் வேற அவனை தான் நம்புறாங்க. ஸோ இந்த விஜயை எதிர்க்கிறதுல ஒரு அரசியல் நியாயம் இருக்குது, அதை புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். ஆனா இன்னைக்கு இந்த விஜய மக்கள் ஓட்டு போட்டு ஜெயிக்க வச்சு ஒரு தீர்ப்பை கொடுத்து மக்களுக்காக வேலை செய்யறதுக்காக முதலமைச்சரா உட்கார வச்சிருக்கிறாங்க. என்னமோ இன்னமும் நீங்க தான் ஆட்சியில் இருக்கிற மாதிரி. விஜய் கரூருக்கெல்லாம் போக கூடாது, விஜய் இங்க போக கூடாது, அது செய்யக்கூடாது, இது செய்யக்கூடாதுன்னு எனக்கு புரியலையே. ஆட்சியில இருக்கும் போது தான் கட்டுப்பாடு எல்லாம் போட்டீங்க, SOPs எல்லாம் போட்டீங்க, ஸ்டாலின் சார் ஆப்ரேட்டிங் ப்ரொசீஜர்லாம் போட்டீங்க. இப்பவும் அதே பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தீங்கன்னா என்ன சார் நியாயம்? இல்லை, நான் தெரியாம தான் கேட்குறேன். இன்னும் கனவுலையே இருக்கிறீங்களா? முதல்ல முழிச்சு வாங்க, ரியாலிட்டிக்கு வாங்க. உங்க ஆட்சியெல்லாம் வீட்டுக்கு போய் டிவிக்கேன்னு ஒரு ஆட்சி வந்து ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு.
Even now they are all saying Vijay shouldn't visit Karur. Or you all
Supreme Court.
Or you are dreaming your governance, your government has actually gone.
செம்மண்டியாலே அடிச்சும் இந்த திமுக முழிச்சிக்கல அப்படின்னா அப்ப கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம்தான். வெற்றி தோல்வி எல்லாம் அரசியல சகஜம் சார். அதுக்காகலாம் வெறி பிடிச்சி இந்த பதவி வெறி பிடிச்செல்லாம் அடைய தேவையில்லை. நல்ல விதமாவே சொல்றேன், நியாயமான அரசியல் பண்ணுங்க. ஓ, அதுதான் உங்களுக்கு தெரியாதுல்ல?
Do fair politics.
திருத்தவும் முடியாது.
Actually you don't know how to do fair politics, right?
அதுவும் நடக்க போறதில்ல. அதனால வரப்போற இடைத்தேர்தல்ல மக்களே இந்த தீய சக்தி திமுகவை நல்லா வெச்சி வெளுத்து விடுங்க.
They are not going to rectify their mistakes. So people in upcoming bypolls teach them a lesson.
நன்றி,
Be confident, victory is ours.
Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Vijay, they're not holding back while taking on the DMK. He's made some very scathing remarks against the DMK there. He talks about how the DMK cashed in on the Karur tragedy and exploited it. He also speaks of how the police should have had tighter security at the Stampede venue when he was there last year, after which the Stampede took place. We have Sam Daniel live with us. Explosive claims being made there, a counter-attack by Vijay while he stands in Karur before the people who have gathered there at the public gathering to see him, to meet him. In moments from now, he will also be heading to the collectorate, after which he will be meeting with the families of the victims of the Karur tragedy. But the big takeaways from that speech by Vijay there, who starts talking about the tragedy and then turns it into a counter-attack against the DMK. He has said, and I'm going to quote from his speech there, Vijay says that I trusted the Karur police on that day. Who's responsible for this? Who orchestrated this? The Tamil Nadu cop staged drama during that stampede, and the police were under pressure during the time. So there he indicates and points fingers at the DMK regime of the time last year, saying that the DMK exploited and cashed in on that tragedy. He said that they claimed that I was hiding inside my house while I was grieving. I have Mr. Sarvanan from the DMK joining me on the phone line. Mr. Sarvanan, how do you counter the claims being made by Vijay from the dais there in Karur, where he says that the DMK exploited the Karur tragedy?
Yeah, see, it is an afterthought. Since Mr. Vijay has occupied the Chief Minister's chair, Karur investigation is going up on his colleagues. Mr. Vijay has coming and making these kind of statements. See, why has he not made this few months back? Why did he not make these statements? Okay, fine. Within a few days, he was grieving. He was in pain. He was not able to come out. He was not able to make any statements. What about a week later? What about 2 weeks later? What about 2 months later? No. He has to wait. See, these things, he wants to play with the emotions of the people. He thinks just because he goes to Karur and blames the earlier government, the liability will just vanish. The law of the land in our country doesn't operate that way. And Mr. Vijay has to understand that. And he says, why have you not stopped me? See, his constant refrain was that you are not allowing me. He was asked to stop just 10 minutes, just prior to that incident. His security asked him to stop. A crowd surge is happening, is what the video is very, very clear. The DSPs, the police officers on record are there. We asked him to stop, but he did not stop. He has to go to the last mile and sing that song. That is the whole problem. And now he wants to deflect the blame. And why has he not offered any explanation as to why there was a 7-hour delay, which is the most important reason for that stampede? Forget everything. Why has he not explained that? Today he was there on dot. How is that possible?
Okay, let's take another charge now, Mr. Sarvanan, that he has leveled at the DMK. He's countering DMK's washing machine claim, saying people from the DMK and people want to join my party at this point while people are fleeing abroad from your party, the DMK.
See, Mr. Vijay Bhaskar, two Vijay Bhaskars who are there. There is no case under sections of law which is not pending against both of them. One is facing criminal charges under the Gutka scam. The other one wanted to swindle 100 crore land. He was absconding. And he was arrested in Kerala. And these two persons have a pride of place in today's Karur meeting. If this isn't washing machine, what else is a washing machine? What moral right has he got to speak about corruption-free government? He is facing charges of 15 crores, stashing 15 crores of black money. When Mr. Vijay was a private person, 15 crores of black money, he evaded payment of taxes on this 15 crores. This is the charge of the income tax department. What moral right has he got to speak about corruption? Please don't preach, sir. You don't have any modicum of right to speak about corruption. Mr. Radhav Arjuna, his wife,
and his extended family members are facing charges under the Enforcement Directorate. And now, after assuming charge, your Sri Vaikuntham MLA is seen to have protecting persons accused of sexual offences. And one more minister, he was seen taking white powdery substances for his pulverizing them. What action have you taken against them? These are all glaring omissions. Please don't preach from the pulpit. It may look good for the moment, but when people start dissecting your claims, everything will fall short. All those claims are shallow claims.
So your response to when the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister says that the dispensation, the DMK government at that time could have deployed more police personnel on the ground during his Karur visit that then led to a stampede?
Exactly. He has asked a very pertinent question, and the answer will expose the false claims of Mr. Vijay. If Mr. Vijay had come to that spot at 8 o'clock, there would have been probably 5,000 people or 10,000 people. And the police personnel who were deployed would have been sufficient. When he delayed it purposefully, he sought permission for 5,000 people. When he delayed it purposefully so that there could be huge crowds. He did not want to present himself before 5,000 strong crowd. He wanted 50,000 strong crowd. That is why there was a delay. You seek permission for 5,000 people, and police taking into this 5,000 into account, they deploy police personnel. You will come late. How is it possible? Why are you not taking any responsibility? How can you just wash it off? Just because you become the chief minister, it could not wash off your responsibility and your accountability.
Speaking to me here on Breaking Ground. Thank you, Mr. Sarvananda. All right, I'm going to go across to our political editor, Vasudha, now, who joins me live from the newsroom. Vasudha, let's just talk about the big takeaways from that speech. It started with grief and expressing grief, but very quickly also turned into no-holds-barred attack on the DMK by Vijay.
Vedika, in fact, he addressed the question of Karur right in the beginning, and he, on expected lines, he said that this was a conspiracy and that he asked people present there, saying that you tell me if the number of police personnel present on that day was adequate or not. He said that whatever happened was a conspiracy, but then quickly he, went on to other topics. He, Vedika has always spoken about how the DMK allegedly uses political superiority to bully him. He has often said that, they say that I don't know anything because I'm an actor. He said the same things today. In fact, he said that when it comes to delimitation, he's not going to go with NDA or any other party that looks at snatching away the Tamil Nadu's rights. He also spoke about the big campaigns, the big schemes that his government has announced, including the Thaimaman Thangamoithra scheme, which is going to be announced on MGR's birthday, and also the Singapen scheme, which is entirely to do with women's security. He spoke about the kind of work that his government has done in the last 50 days, specifically taking on the DMK. And he also said that they keep saying that I don't speak as the chief minister. I believe in working more, talking less. That's what he said. That's the mantra of his government. And he also said that I spoke a little and you lost the Kolathur seat. If I speak more, you will be completely decimated. Do you want that to happen? So it was a speech with a lot of movie dialogues. He spoke about Dillu, Gettu, all these nice Tamil words, not very classical Tamil words like Chennai Tamil or Madras Tamil words. So, entertaining speech, but also a sobering speech because he was speaking in Karur, the site of the Stampede that happened on 27th of September. His first visit to this tragic site. He has also promised a memorial there in memory of the victims, of the people who lost lives in that horrific tragedy.
Set up there, but from this speech, it came across as Vijay pitching himself as the Jan Nayagan of the state, especially of Karur.
That's right, Vedika. In fact, I could also sense that, and this speech was a follow-up to the speech that he delivered in the assembly during the trust vote. He is saying that, he's grateful to the people of Tamil Nadu because they voted for him, but he is also saying that this is not going to be enough. You have to paralyze the DMK and you have to make sure that the Tiya Shakti and the Tindapona Shakti, which is the evil, that's how he calls the DMK, he calls them the evil force. Tindapona Shakti is the AIDMK. He says that it's a spent force. You have to keep voting for me. You have to keep encouraging encouraging me so that I change the future of Tamil Nadu. So you're right, he has projected himself as somebody who's compassionate, who's emotional, who's empathetic, who's responsible, and more importantly, he is capable of taking on people. He has also said that I don't believe in talking a lot. They tell me that I don't speak much on Mekedatu, but I'll do what is required for the state, and I believe in talking less, and I believe in showing that actions speak louder than words. It could be an inference to the DMK, which is often really which pitches its strength on its ideology. DMK is a very vocal party. So this is a different side of Tamil Nadu, a Dravidian party that believes in Periyar, but also says that we are not really going to be completely vocal about what we say, but we will show it in what we do.
I believe our colleague Vijay has one with him. Vijay, go ahead.
Thank you, Vedika. We have DMK spokesperson Nafi is here. So thank you for your time. So once again, TVK Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay come up with many allegations against DMK. He reiterates saying that DMK is the reason for Karur tragedy. What's the first reaction to that?
This is absolutely ridiculous. This has become habitual of the TVK leadership to continuously propagate a lie and try establish a political narrative out of it, which is false. I challenge this government to prove this in the court. If at all he is not able to prove it, then he should apologize to the people for making false claims against the DMK. That is one thing. And no, today in his entire speech he has accepted one thing, that his promise on law and order he never claimed after he came to power. That shows that law and order is still a problem in Tamil Nadu. He has not done anything concrete to improve the safety of women, to an extent where his MLA, who is charged of protecting sexual abuses, instead of being investigated, is given police protection. This kind of messaging is problematic. Hence, he has not committed or commented on women's safety, which was his tallest claim that he will achieve when he comes to power.
Another big allegation made by Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay is he tacitly referred to ADMK and DMK, calling that there has been a friendly relationship between those two Dravidian party, He also challenged, saying that in bypoll, whether DMK able to prove this is wrong.
See, even before the 2026 election, the relationship between both the parties were friendly. We were fighting only on an ideological and political front. I do not understand. We cannot behave rabbit like
friendly in the sense you have some understanding electoral.
No, we don't have an electoral understanding. This is nothing but hallucination on the part of the TVK to believe like that. As far as the bypolls are concerned, the DMK is ready to fight the TVK, and we will definitely win in majority of the seats. There is no doubt about it. But TVK should start realizing they are not in opposition, they are in power today. Enough of playing the victim card, enough of saying that revenge is being taken. Today you are in power, there should be delivery, there should be governance. Almost the entire speech was nothing but rhetoric, victimhood, and nothing on governance.
You also responded about the Meghadadu issue. Remember, very recently, yesterday also, Udayanidhi Stalin has questioned about the Meghadadu and Kaveri water issue. Today he has mentioned when the Supreme Court verdict went wrong against the Kaveri water management.
No, that itself is a lie. Where did it go against? The rights of the Tamil Nadu were established when we were in power. The water was released timely. It is in his government that the water is not released. The farmers are suffering. That is because he does not want to oppose the Congress in Karnataka, on whose 5 MLAs he is ruling. So it is an understanding between the Congress and the TVK compromising the rights of the farmers of Tamil Nadu.
So all the opposition parties were come up with huge allegation calling Vijay's ADMK MLA resignation as a horse trading, and also he mentioned about the recent allegations against MR Vijay induction to horse trading. So he also said when people are with Chief Minister Vijay, why he has to do such trading?
It is for the TVK to answer. He does not have majority, 108. He doesn't trust his allies. There is a problem between MDMK. Tirumavalavan Annan is being insulted. There is a gossip that there are efforts to take Tirumavalavan out of the alliance, send him out of the alliance, because he is talking on policies which the TVK does not believe in. That being the case, Now, if that's the case, why do you need this 6 MLAs, boss? You're talking about the party funds. Both of the MLAs who recently joined have graph cases with them. Today he spoke alongside Vijay. So the entire narrative of this I am anti-corruption with this 6 MLAs by your side, Sengotayan by your side, does not go well. You might think that, you come from a cinema background, you know how to manipulate people, how to create a screenplay that will match the people's expectation, but it cannot go on forever. There are a lot of lies that will be debunked by the DMK at appropriate time. The entire speech is nothing but just a script.
Okay, thank you for your time, sir. So that was a DMK spokesperson. So he's giving back saying that Vijay is doing some sort of screenplay as he is from cinema background, but that won't go for a long time.
All right, do stay with me, Vijay. We have some breaking news coming in. A memorial will be set up for the Stampede victims in the Karur tragedy by the TVK. I have political editor Vasudha joining me live. Vasudha, could you share the details with us?
This was a specific mention to this memorial that will come up in Karur during the ending of the speech in Karur by the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister said that this is going to be set up in Karur. We don't know the details yet, but we'll try getting them for our viewers. What we understand is that the Chief Minister has started working on this. This is also a move to show that the TVK takes, in some ways, complete ownership of what's happening in Karur. They don't want anybody to point fingers at Vijay and say that he didn't do much for the people of Karur, which is why he's looking at not just the development of the district. He's going to launch a footwear factory today. Also, he's giving away, he's distributing job offers, and more importantly, he'll also be working towards building this memorial in Karur, which will also show that the government has not forgotten it. It's not trying to sidestep this issue of Karur or even trying to hush it away. This remains very much etched in Vijay's memory. It is going to weigh heavily on him, but at the same time, he's also spoken about it today, holding the DMK government, the erstwhile DMK government, completely responsible for what happened, saying that it was lapses on the side of the administration that led to 41 precious lives, the loss of such precious lives.
Sam, if you can hear me, what details do you have about the memorial that has been announced by the TVK? This comes at a time, of course, when Vijay, in about an hour from now, will be meeting with the families of the victims of the tragedy.
We'll have to wait for more details, Vedika, in terms of where this would come. Is it going to be at the same spot where the stampede occurred? But Vijay has made it clear that he would not want this kind of a stampede happening again anywhere. And the TVK government will put in place a memorial in terms of in memory of those who lost their lives, 41 people who lost their lives in that terrible TVK rally, stampede tragedy. With me, a young doctor here. Thank you very much for your time. Vijay has promised building a memorial in memory of the people who lost their lives in the stampede. What runs in your mind?
Yeah. Hello, thank you for the chance. I'm Dr. Prashant here. I'm here to attend the function which is happening here in Karur. It's a party function. Today we saw our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Vijay.
So, anything on the memorial promise he has made?
Yeah, of course, he has made a very futuring promise that no one will do anything wrong in the future if it comes to destroying other parties or something else, if we have anything concrete. So we are welcoming this kind of thing, and additionally, yeah.
He has said, he has appealed to people to teach a lesson to the DMK. By-elections would soon come up. Particularly in Karur, there is one seat. Who do you think will win?
Oh, okay. The Karur elections are always like so, how to say, like tough to guess. But this time, like we are sure that the TVK will win. But the only thing is that we are not expecting like the politician, that candidate who is going to stand. He should not be someone who's already corrupted, right, or like we want someone new there. So
but TVK is accepting, many would say, leaders who are facing corruption allegations, including Vijay Bhaskar from Karur.
Oh, it's a tough question you have put on me. I think like, so I don't want to comment on this one particularly, because it won't be appropriate.
Should have done that.
Actually, we can conduct an election on this because all the people are talking about this. Oh, these people are adding the members like this, so it might destroy party's name.
Your mother is an MLA. What did you like from Vijay's speech?
I like how he roasted DMK.
Roasted DMK?
Yes, sir. And he says that the Karur people is always back to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one
They are
thing,
always.
yeah,
He didn't speak anything about the government jobs being offered for family members who lost their near and dear ones.
No, not really. He didn't mention about that because some case is going on that. So I think there is some temporary job they are planning to give.
Court has directed they can give only temporary jobs for now and subject to the final orders.
So that's the reason he didn't announce anything about that. So we also respect the other opposition party's leader, like how he is, how our CM is respecting the other polity.
Soon after the tragedy, Vijay did not meet the injured people, nor did he visit the families of the dead. He made the people come to Chennai weeks later. In that sense, how do you look at his visit today?
Oh, it's like a big comeback. It's like a big comeback for him. It's like the people who stopped me coming here, they have run away from here. So I'm just coming like a king. And he came like a king. Yeah.
He talked about Singapen, a new police force exclusively to ensure women's safety. Even after the TVK rule has been put in place, crime against women, the opposition says, is continuing.
No, sir. It's not continuing.
Sexual offences have been reported.
No, sir.
No, actually, compared to other state, our state was already doing well. Okay. But after this party came to the force, so the Singapen force is also there.
So we have another young lady here. Let me talk to her. What did you like from Vijay's speech?
Actually, he is the biggest role model and motivation to everyone. Actually, my name is Jeevita. I am coming from Velayathambalayam. Herewith, I have clearly understood how his politics and everything is keep on going. In these 55 days, he was doing successfully. He was completing all the schemes, whatever he has promised. And I am so thankful and happy to be part of.
What's your take on giving government jobs for family members who lost their near and dear ones in the Stampede?
Definitely, they should give government jobs for the 41 members who has died in last Manada protest. So that actually before the previous government about to give, but they are not given. They are not giving any action. They have not taken any action. In previous government only they should give 41 members.
Some say by giving these jobs, witnesses could be made to change their stand. They could influence the witnesses because the CBI inquiry is still underway.
It's okay. CBI, it's going underway, but still, when due to that drinks, one issue has happened in DMK period. Due to drinks illegally they have sold. In that, few members were died. For that, 10 lakhs they have given stipend. That is not fair, right? It has not. We have a task mark which is.
Jobs have been offered by the earlier government also, you say?
Yeah, they have given jobs.
So young men and women attending the TVK meet here, Vedika, sharing their points of view. Of course, all eyes would be on what Vijay would have to say as he meets the family members of those who were killed in the Stampede, to who he would be giving the government orders for government jobs in a couple of hours from now.
Sam, do stay with me. Vasudha, of course, that will be more of the emotional conversation, the emotional moments when he meets the families of the victims personally. But coming back to the politics of it all, also a jibe at Kannimori after the washing machine jibe by her at the TVK.
Absolutely, and that was the most surprising. In fact, the first part of his speech was completely dedicated to addressing Karur victims, but after that he went on to talk about the DMK leadership, and in fact he said that the DMK drew a bunch of parotas, in Kolathur when I spoke for just 5 minutes, and what is going to happen to them if I speak for longer. And this is addressing a criticism by the DMK that the Chief Minister does not speak, and this is also because the DMK feels that he is because he is a first-time politician and he does not really know what to speak most times. So that was the allegation that he was raising. Of course, they also Vijay also spoke about Kani's washing machine jibe, saying that a lot of this is just basically personalized and directed at him. He's also spoken about how the TVK will not let any government, any center or any other party snatch Tamil Nadu's rights. He's also spoken about how his party is different from the DMK that just speaks and does not really do anything, just makes promises. He said that his government believes in talking less, working more. That is something that he repeated today. And most importantly, Vedika, I've been speaking to TVK sources and they've said that they are working out the job offers that are going to be made for these victims of the relatives of victims of the Karur Stampede. And they've said that they've kept in mind the educational qualifications. It's going to be a humanitarian gesture, and it is only to show that the government safeguards the interests of these people who came to this political rally, and it is not something that's going to be followed by the government. But they're very clear that by the courts not wanting to intervene in this matter and making it clear that only temporary jobs can be given. They don't want to They don't want to oppose what the courts have done. They want to abide by the decisions, which is why some of these offers are all being reworked according to what the court said and according to the education qualifications of the members.
But there is no doubt really that the DMK versus TVK fight is only going to get more feisty here on. 2 o'clock onwards is when we're expecting the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to meet with the victims' families of the Karur tragedy. We leave it at that. Vasudha, Sam, as always, thank you for joining me here on Breaking Ground. Slipping to a short break.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आपका पार्सल फिर से हमारे घर पे आया है।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
माँ भी हमेशा पीमार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी, ये आपके लिए।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा। मसाला।
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig, until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day. चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
माँ भी हमेशा पीमार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों।
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made
Welcome back. We begin with CCTV footage that is difficult to watch, not because it shows the moment a child died, but because it appears to show every opportunity to prevent that death, unfortunately. The incident took place in November last year, but the CCTV footage now in the public domain has reignited painful questions about whether this tragedy could have been prevented. 9-year-old Amira walks into school like any other child. She smiles, she joins her classmates, she attends dance classes. Nothing at first glance seems unusual. Then something changes. The CCTV appears to show her repeatedly trying to tell her teacher that something is wrong. She walks up again and again trying to explain. She folds her hands. She looks visibly distressed. She appears desperate to be heard. But each time she returns to her seat. Moments later, she walks out of the classroom alone, climbs to the 4th floor and jumps to her death. The investigation will determine individual responsibility, but that very investigation seems to be dragging on. But the questions raised by these images go far beyond one classroom or one school. How many children say, "I'm being bullied," only to be told to ignore it, to adjust, or that is just a part of growing up, is what adults say to them. Bullying is not harmless teasing. It is not a rite of passage for a child. Humiliation, isolation, intimidation can become unbearable, as it had with Amira. So when a child asks for help, that plea cannot be treated as an inconvenience. It must be taken seriously. Zero tolerance for bullying cannot remain a slogan in a school handbook. It has to be reflected in how every complaint is handled, how every child is heard, and how every warning sign is acted upon, because sometimes listening to a child in time can make all the difference. The lesson from this tragedy is clear. Every school must treat bullying not as a disciplinary issue, but as a child safety issue. Now let's bring you that fresh CCTV footage that has revealed the heartbreaking final moments before 9-year-old Amira, a class 4 student in Jaipur, who died after falling from the 4th floor of her school building last November. The footage shows Amira beginning the day like any other. She enters the classroom, greets a friend, and takes part in a dance class. But after returning to class, classmates are seen repeatedly showing her a digital slate. According to her family, that is when her behavior changes. She appears visibly distressed, embarrassed, and withdrawn. Over the next hour, the CCTV shows Amira approaching her class teacher several times. Her parents say she went up to the teacher at least 5 times, seemingly trying to explain what was bothering her. On more than one occasion, another student is seen intervening, after which the teacher's attention shifts away. Amira is repeatedly sent back to her seat. The footage then captures her growing desperation. She is seen folding hands, covering her mouth and later her head as she continues trying to be heard. Moments later, she walks out of the classroom alone, makes her way through the corridors and climbs to the 4th floor. No staff member is seen stopping or following her. Seconds later, she jumped nearly 48 feet to her death. The CCTV has reignited questions over the safety of young children in schools. The family is distraught. They have been waiting for justice. They have been asking for justice, but it's been over 8 months now, and the probe continues, and there's been no closure. The reason I want to recap those visuals is because it's very important for you, the viewer, to understand what went down in the last moments before Amira jumped to her death. Let's take you through what the CCTV appears to show in the final minutes before this tragedy. At this point in the footage, Amira walks up to her class teacher. According to her family, she's trying to explain what has happened after some classmates repeatedly showed her a digital slate containing disturbing content. She doesn't do this once. She does it over the next several minutes. She's seen approaching the teacher repeatedly, seemingly trying to make herself heard. But each time, according to the family's account, another student also comes up to the teacher. The focus shifts and Amira is sent back to her seat. Watch her body language for a moment as well, very closely. She appears increasingly anxious. At one point, she folds her hands as if pleading to be heard. Moments later, she covers her mouth and then her head. She appears visibly distressed and overwhelmed. The CCTV does not capture audio, so it cannot be revealed what was happening, what the conversation with the teacher was all about. But the visuals show a child who appears desperate to communicate something. Then comes the moment which is most heartbreaking in terms of the sequence. Amira goes up to the 4th floor. No one stops her. No classmate, not even a class teacher, no member of the school staff is seen accompanying her, watching her, or even warning the others that something could go down. The CCTV then tracks her moving through the school corridor. She walks purposefully towards the staircase and begins climbing. Remember, her classroom was on the ground floor. She walked up to the 4th floor and jumped to her death. I did speak with Amira's parents. This is an extremely emotional conversation where they've asked for justice, they've asked for closure. They take us through their journey for the last 8 months, wanting justice for their 9-year-old child. Listen in to that conversation. 9 months after 9-year-old Amira's death at Nirja Modi School in Jaipur, newly accessed CCTV footage has reignited questions about what happened in the moments before that tragedy. The visuals appear to show Amira repeatedly approaching her teacher before walking out of the classroom alone and making her way to the 4th floor. Joining us now are Amira's parents, Vijay, Meena and Shivani, to speak about the new CCTV visual that has emerged and why they believe this raises fresh questions about accountability. Thank you for joining me live, Vijay, as well as Shivani. When you watched this CCTV footage that I'm talking about, Vijay, what struck you the most?
जो हमने 3 नवंबर को फुटेज देखा था सबसे पहले, फिर 9 नवंबर को देखा, तब से हम ये कंसर्न रेज कर रहे हैं पुलिस पे कि ये सिंपल नेग्लिजेंस का केस नहीं है। बच्चा इतने बार जा रहा है, सुबह गया है, खुश है, 1 घंटे तक डांस कर रहा है, मतलब वो बिल्कुल नॉर्मल है। फिर सिचुएशन चेंज होती है, डिजिटल स्लेट निकलती है, बच्चे परेशान करते हैं, बुली कर रहे हैं, क्लास चल रही है, 2 टीचर मौजूद है, उसके बावजूद बच्चा 5 बार जा रहा है, अपनी कंप्लेंट लेके, अपनी प्ली लेके, वो प्ली कर रहा है, हाथ जोड़ रहा है मैडम के आगे। 30 मिनट में अगर 5 बार जा रहा है तो ये सिंपल नेग्लिजेंस नहीं है, ये टीचर द्वारा भी उसमें उसको और ज़्यादा थ्रेटन किया गया, उस चीज़ को और बढ़ाया गया है। तो हम शुरू से ये मांग कर रहे हैं कि इसमें अबेटमेंट टू सुसाइड का केस बनता है क्लास टीचर के अगेंस्ट में, जो कि इस सिचुएशन को आराम से रोक सकती थी, लेकिन उन्होंने रोका नहीं। और 8 महीने बाद में भी 3 आईओ चेंज हो चुके हैं, उसके बाद भी इन्होंने JJ 75 लगाया है क्लास टीचर पे, और जो प्रिंसिपल इंदु दुबे है और जो ऑनर है सौरभ मधु, उनकी क्लास सिर्फ नेग्लिजेंस लगाया है। जब से पूरा स्कूल का जो होता है सिस्टमिक फेलियर है, उसकी जिम्मेदारी प्रिंसिपल की होती है, सुपरविजन से लेकर CCTV मॉनिटरिंग से लेकर काउंसलिंग तक, लेकिन कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ। और जो ऑनर की बात है, उन्होंने बाद में रेलिंग को रेस कर दिया है। पहले आप देखेंगे कि बच्चा कितनी आसानी से चढ़ गया, उस पर चढ़ के गिर गया, बाद में रेलिंग को इन्होंने वर्टिकली ऊंचा कर दिया। तो इसमें पूरी जिम्मेदारी ऑनर की भी आती है, पैसे बचाने के लिए उन्होंने ऐसा किया है। रेलिंग इतनी छोटी रखी है, टीचर्स इनके क्वालिफाइड नहीं है, नई चीज़ें सामने निकल के आ रही हैं। CBSE द्वारा नए इंस्पेक्शन हुआ है आफ्टर जो हाई कोर्ट ने ऑर्डर दिया। 85% टीचर क्वालिफाइड नहीं है और ट्रेंड नहीं है, उनकी ट्रेनिंग नहीं हो रखी। तभी आप CCTV में देख सकते हैं कि बच्चा बार बार जा रहा है, टीचर को कोई पता ही नहीं है कि उसको कैसे टैकल करना है।
Shivani ji, Vijay ji, I know this is a difficult moment, but the reason I've called you on the show is because this is no longer just Amira's story. Every parent in this country must understand the warning signs, the repeated, access to teachers, that even Amira went up to a teacher not once, twice, but multiple times. These are warning signs. Shivani ji, what do we know about that digital slate that was shown to your daughter?
So this digital slate, first of all, ma'am, these digital instruments are not allowed in any school. We were not knowing about this, that digital slates being used in this class. This is only after Amira's death, after seeing this footage, we got to know that this kind of instrument was very much allowed. And on 30th, we also saw in the footage that teacher was scrolling this digital slate also, and teacher was also allowed in the classroom to use her mobile phone and to shop on the Myntra website. We have the visuals, we can share it with you as well if you want, that she is shopping on the Myntra website. Apart from this, we were not knowing about this digital slate. You can clearly see that Amira was very happy. She welcomed her friend in the classroom. She was the first one to reach in the class. She greeted her friend with the open arms. She took one golgappa out of her bag. She ate that golgappa. She was chatting with her friends. After that, she went to for the dance session of 1 hour, approximately 1 hour 20 minutes. She was dancing in the classroom, and she was dancing with all the energy she had that day. After that, the bullying started at 11 a.m. in the morning. It started with one boy only, who was sitting in front of Amira. Amira was continuously telling her to look forward, to look at the board. The teacher is teaching. She was a disciplined child. If you can see in the classroom, she was disciplined. She was sitting on her seat. She was not moving. She was not complaining for any small thing. After 55 minutes of bullying, she went to the teacher. You can see there is a gesture like this, ma'am.
Yes.
So, ma'am, it needs lot of courage to approach the class teacher. 5 times, not once, 5 times she went to the teacher to explain. You can see her that she is saying, ma'am, I didn't do this, ma'am. When did I do that, ma'am? I didn't say this, ma'am. Ma'am, no, ma'am, no. Ma'am, she was saying all that. The teacher cornered her. She participated in that bullying. It was a willful neglect by the teacher side. Amira was visibly, you can see that she was showing all the alarming signs, all the alarming gestures. Oh, panic. This is putting her both the hands on the forehead. It means that child is going through something immense, something very painful she is seeing on the digital slate. However, we kept explaining this through the media in our initial 2 months conversation. The CBSE was the only body which took a stringent measure against the school by de-affiliated this school, because CBSE conducted a thorough investigation by visiting the school continuously for 2 days. They noticed so many things which even we were not knowing.
Yes.
So all that was in the report of the CBSE. However, after 8 months of continuous follow-up with the police officials, visiting the police station, talking to Mr. Rashri, DCP of Southwest of Jaipur, continuously visiting him and getting all the harassment which we could in those 8 months.
What is the harassment, Shivani ji? You must tell us how you've been harassed. You face trauma, you face the worst tragedy a parent could. What is the harassment you're alleging?
So they were saying there was no negligence in this case. They were saying this on my face that there was no negligence. This case should be FR. I never know the meaning of FR. So I searched it. It is FR means the closure of the case. There is no criminal
action. They want to close this case?
They wanted to close this case.
कमिश्नर ने बोला कि इसमें तो कोई क्रिमिनल एंगल ही नहीं है.
There is no criminal angle. Your child must be upset because of something else.
फिर हमने हाई कोर्ट में अपील करी, हाई कोर्ट में रिट लगाई, फिर हमारा इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑफिसर बदला गया. फिर उन्होंने JG 75 का एक्ट लगाया है.
So, Abhi, where does the investigation stand right now, given that you said that 3 IOs have been changed? Where does the investigation stand as of now?
They have submitted the charge sheet in the magistral court on 2nd of July, and they have put 3 charges, like a charge against the class teacher, which is section 75 of JJ Act, and 238 for hiding her bag and jacket for 10 days. For 10 days, she took all her things in her possession. The class teacher took all the things in her possession, and also negligence, 106 negligence. And on the owner and on the principal, they have just levied plain simple negligence 106.
Shivani ji, I'm going to come back to you on this. What are you expecting in terms of justice? Because you said this, so has Mr. Vijay, that not enough action has been taken against the principal. But before that, did both of you have a conversation with the teacher in that CCTV footage after the tragedy, asking her what did your daughter say to her? What was her response?
Vijay.
मैम, हमने पुलिस के सामने ही, क्लास टीचर के सामने CCTV फुटेज देखा था. हम जब मिनट बाय मिनट देखा है, हमने बोला मैम आप क्या बोल रही हो उसको, ये हमारे आपके पास आ रही है. तो मैडम का रिएक्शन था कि ये बोल रही है कि बच्चे मुझे पढ़ने नहीं दे रहे, प्ले कर रहे हैं. मैडम ऐसा तो कुछ बोल नहीं रही वो. फिर वापस पूछा तो बोला नहीं वो ऐसा बोल रही कि मुझे डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं, मुझे पढ़ाई नहीं करने दे रहे हैं. मैम ये तो 3 सेकंड की बात हो गई. वो बच्चे आपके पास में 1 मिनट तक खड़ी है, कुछ कह रही है, ऐसे करके भी कुछ बोल रही है, तो कुछ तो कह रही होगी. नहीं सर वो ऐसे कह रही कि वो मुझे डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं, बैड वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं. मैंने पुलिस को बोला, मैं कहा सर ये तो 3 सेकंड में खत्म कर रही है अपनी बात. जब से ये तो शाउटिंग करती हुई दिख रही है, तो ये कुछ बोल क्यों नहीं रही?
And that CCTV footage is a long footage. It doesn't just end in a minute.
4 घंटे की है, पूरा पूरा 4 घंटे में 8 मिनट में आप सोचो क्या क्या हुआ है। उसके बाद में 8 महीने बाद में पुलिस ये नहीं पता कर पाई कि एग्जैक्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन क्या थी। हम पूछते हैं ये तो पता था क्लोजर के लिए कि उसमें बोला क्या गया था उसको, तो उनके पास कोई आंसर नहीं है।
My closure, for our closure, we are looking what she went through in her final hours. We have requested multiple times to the parents of those classmates. We have requested them over phone. We have requested the police officer, Mrs. Jigyasa, who is the current IO, the earlier Mr. Aditya Kakre, IPS officer. We really wanted a closure. We wanted what bad happened with her. What were the last words which she faced? I mean, what kind of humiliation she went through? We really want to know as a parent. This will be our closure. We are looking for this kind of closure now.
You must. They owe you an explanation, ma'am. But I want to understand from you about Amira's behavior. Was she disturbed before that day going into school? What were the conversations around this bullying that you've claimed, and did she speak to you about it earlier?
Yeah. Okay, so a day before that was Halloween, as you all know. She was playing with her friend. She collected almost 107 toffees, chocolates. She was playing with everybody. Ma'am, she was a bright child. She was the brightest star. I want to play one audio here.
31st का ऑडियो है मैम, आप खुद सोचिए उसका स्टेट ऑफ माइंड कैसा है। मैं प्ले कर रहा हूँ
जी।
दादी क्या स्टाइल है यार, तक अच्छा टर्न तो मैं भी नहीं ले पाती यार दादी। वाह रे वाह दादी यार, हीरोइन बन जा।
मेरी मदर किसी शादी में गई थी, उन्होंने अपना चलने का वीडियो भेजा था, तब हमारा ने उनको वॉइस मैसेज
दिया, एक वॉइस मैसेज दिया that Dadi, you are looking very beautiful, you are walking like a model even cannot walk better than you. That was her state of mind. She was playing, she visited all the families one night before while playing Halloween and collecting all those toffees. She kept all her toffees in a bag. She told our maid and to me that these toffees I will eat for next 3 months. She could not see next 12 hours. She was very happy in the classroom. You could easily see how happy. We were told by the police that maybe because of Halloween she played, maybe because of that she jumped.
मतलब उनको सपना आया, वो ड्रीम आई।
Maybe she got a dream that time in the classroom.
So there's been total denial till now. There's been no cooperation whatsoever by the school.
राजस्थान एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट की ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन टीम की वर्डिंग है कि उसको सपना आया होगा इसलिए उसने ऐसा कर लिया। मगर सर आपने सीसीटीवी देखा होगा, कैसी बात कर रहा। राजस्थान एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट ने क्लीन चिट दे दी स्कूल को कि कुछ नहीं हुआ। एक तरफ सीबीएसई ग्रॉस नेग्लिजेंस बता रही है, सिस्टमिक फेलियर बता रही है। राजस्थान एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट कह रहा है कि इनकी सारी एनओसी ठीक है, फायर एनओसी ठीक है, वाटर ड्रिंकिंग सिस्टम ठीक है। हमने कहा बात बुलिंग को है, काउंसलिंग को लेकर हो रही है, यहाँ वाटर को लेकर नहीं हो रही, एनओसी फायर की वो लेकिन नहीं हो रही।
Vijay ji, did she ever come back from school saying that she was being bullied?
नहीं, उन्होंने जब अमायरा ने 3 से 4 इंसिडेंट हुए थे 1.5 साल के अंदर, जब अमायरा ने हमें कुछ बताया, जैसे मिडिल फिंगर का एक इंसिडेंट हो गया, हमने इसको क्लास टीचर कोऑर्डिनेटर को रिटर्न में दिए हैं कंप्लेंट्स, और वो कंप्लेंट्स हमने पुलिस आयोग को भी दिए हैं। स्कूल से हमारा सिर्फ ये सुनना चाहता था कि हम देख लेंगे, हम कर लेंगे ठीक, लेकिन कभी भी इस पर कुछ हुआ नहीं। हमने स्कूल चेंज करने की कोशिश करी, मार्च 2025 में हमने सेंट ज़ेवियर्स में एप्लीकेशन डाली, लेकिन किसी वजह से हुआ नहीं, वैकेंसी नहीं थी। फिर हम प्रिंसिपल के पास गए 22 मार्च को, जब हमने इनका वो रिपोर्ट कार्ड लेने, तब प्रिंसिपल कोऑर्डिनेटर ने बोला कि नई क्लास होगी, नई क्लास टीचर होगी, हम इसको संभाल लेंगे और एकदम सही रहेगा। और मेरा बच्चा की अटेंडेंस 93 आउट ऑफ 90 थी, वो क्लास की टॉपर थी। वो 11 अक्टूबर को ऑलराउंडर एक्सीलेंस का अवार्ड मिला है उसको 4th ग्रेड का। उसके अलावा वो कथक में अवार्ड ले चुकी, डांस में ले चुकी, सिंगिंग में ले चुकी, स्पेलिंग बी में रीजनल क्वालिफाइड कर चुकी, ओलंपियाड में ले चुकी, दोहा वाचन में ले चुकी, बास्केटबॉल में ले चुकी, वॉयलिन में ले चुकी। हर एक्टिविटी में वो पार्ट करती थी।
There was, ma'am, आप सोचेंगे इतनी bright, she was a very very bright and very kind child, ma'am, very kind child. That's why it is something like that, this kind of immense bullying by the classmates, and of course for her it's really like Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. She used to sing all that time this doha. She used to say, for her the teacher she was a god for her, and she always treated her teachers with with the with the status of the god. She used to say that my teachers are very nice. She never complained anything about anyone. She was a great child, ma'am. And you can see in the class there was no discipline, zero discipline in the class.
एक बार एक बच्चा गिर गया था, उससे गलती से बर्थडे पे धक्का लग गया था, घर पे आके रोने लग गया हमारा। क्या हुआ कि मेरे से गलती से बर्थडे के दिन किसी बच्चे के धक्का लग गया, पापा वो गिर गया, रो रही है वो।
Look at the empathy.
Yeah, she was having empathy for everyone. For everyone, she was having empathy. And ma'am, it needs a lot of courage to approach to the teacher. It is just, she was just 9 years old. She was going to the teacher for 5 times.
Trust लेके जा रही है.
Yeah. Her spirit was broken by Mrs. Punita Sharma totally. The way she walked out from the class, you can see she was walking very fiercely and walking very fast out of the class. She closed the door. She was running in the corridors.
And no one followed her.
No one followed her. No one followed her.
And when she walked out of the class, there were children, there was a teacher in class. You could see her leaving the class and no one followed her.
No one followed her. No one bothered. No one bothered. There is a footage after the incidents also, which I would like to bring the content of that. At 12:28, Amira jumped from 4th floor. Right after that, her classmate came inside the class running, saying to the teacher 4 minutes later, she was running and she was crying and hugging the teacher, Punita Sharma, and saying, "Ma'am, Amira ghir gayi hai." I spoke to her mother and she confirmed me that Amira ghir gayi hai, ma'am. और वो रो रही है. We will release that footage as well. The teacher was in a state of shock. She started checking all the notebooks.
मतलब क्लास के अंदर थी.
She was inside the class.
15 minutes तक वो अंदर.
For
she didn't go out to look for Amira?
No, there was no information about the Amira for another 50 minutes to us. They could not identify the child. The school could not identify the child because the teacher kept pretending that there was no one missing from her class. At 1 o'clock, 12:28, Amira jumped. 12:25, Amira left the class. At 1 o'clock, this teacher reported to the principal that there is one child missing from the classroom, which is Amira. Then at 1:08 p.m., they called my husband that kindly come to this hospital. She is little bit hurt. We reached there in next 8 to 9 minutes. There was nobody from the school. We were told by the hospital management that they left the child on the stretcher and they ran away. There was nobody from the school to inform us.
Shivani ji, as a parent, this is very difficult for me to hear. I want to understand what justice means to you now.
Justice, ma'am. We appeal through your medium to the police authorities, to everybody, that kindly arrest the teacher at least, because the JJ 75 has the provision in which there is the imprisonment, or that is a non-bailable section in which there is like 10 year imprisonment and non-bailable section of 75 JJ Act. We want abatement to suicide to be levied against Mrs. Punita Sharma, because abatement to suicide doesn't mean that Amira go and jump. This is absolutely failure by the teacher. Willful neglect is also there by the teacher. Total institutional bullying is happening inside the class. Total failure of the school to manage that, to prevent that situation. We want a stricter action against the school principal. Only negligence is not the section which should be on her. It should be JJ 75 on her and on this school owner also, Mr. Modi. They have the political influence. They are politically well connected, well known people of the Rajasthan, owning so many schools of Rajasthan. We are fighting against a very powerful school. It is not any, a small school we are fighting against. They are very powerful people.
This is not your fight alone. This is not. What is your message then to the parents watching this?
So we would like to tell you that we have lost our child in a one-day incident. Life is very uncertain, very unpredictable. It is very, very unpredictable. We sent her very happily from the house. We dropped her at the bus stand. She was very happy. We got her body in afternoon. It is very difficult At this stage of grief, we are also fighting. It is not a fight for Amira anymore. There is no justice for Amira in this world, but still we want those culprits to be held accountable in the right section of the law. And also the message is that please don't be scared of the school people, from the school management, from the school principal. Don't be scared. Please have the guts to ask the teacher's qualification in the PTM. Please raise the right questions in the PTM. Please ask who are the counselors of my child. Please ask for the bullying mechanism, because it is not possible that bullying is not happening in any class. It is not at all possible. At every level, with me, with you, with everybody, bullying happens. Bullying kills a person. Bullying breaks our confidence. Bullying is a criminal offense. I request all the parents and urge all of them to have this much confidence to talk to the teachers, to the principal, and ask the right question at the right platform, and talk to your child also. It doesn't mean that I have not spoken to my child. I spoke to her.
But you had faith in the institution as well.
Yes, we had complete faith, because the school and the teachers come into the role of the loco parentis. They are the teachers,
they are the second parents
parents
for your child.
They were the parents. They could really recognize all the alarming signs given by Amira on that day. Ma'am, just to tell you that Amira was a child who was scared of only one thing. I want to tell everybody here, she was scared of only height. And look at her tragic end. She fell from 48 feet. What was her state of mind at that time? We are unable to sleep these days. From 8 months, we are not sleeping. We are not sleeping. We are in so much pain. We are not going to our offices. We are sitting in a different city. That house is locked since she left. We do not have the courage to see her things and to open that house. We are staying at a different place. We want a stricter action against the school.
But I haven't seen parents as brave as the two of you. Vijay ji, before I wrap this up, I want the people of India who should be standing every moment with the two of you to understand what your journey has been in the last 8 months.
मैम, जब से हमने ये इंसिडेंट हुआ है अमायरा का, तब से हम वॉइस रेज कर रहे हैं अकाउंटेबिलिटी के लिए, ठीक है। 22 नवंबर को हमने प्रोटेस्ट किया था। हमने अपील की थी, 5500 स्टूडेंट है उस स्कूल में, उनके पेरेंट्स से अपील करी थी, आप आइए क्योंकि आपके बच्चे के साथ भी हो सकता है। अमायरा की क्लास से एक भी पेरेंट नहीं आया, स्कूल से 1 या 2 पेरेंट आए। 22 नवंबर को 700-800 लोग आए थे। उसके बाद में जब सीबीएसई ने कॉग्निजेंस लिया और डीएफिलेट किया स्कूल को 30 दिसंबर को, आप सोचिए 31 तारीख को इन्होंने 2 ग्रुप बनाए स्कूल की तरफ से, पेरेंट्स के नाम से। उसमें उन लोगों ने हमारे अगेंस्ट इतनी चीज़ें बोली, फ्रेम करनी चाहिए कि हमारा डाइवोर्स हो रहा है, अमायरा 3 महीने इसके पास रहती थी, 3 महीने उसके पास रहती थी, कुछ भी, क्योंकि स्कूल को डिफेंड करना था। उन्होंने टीचर्स के बच्चों को, हॉस्टल्स के बच्चों को आगे कर दिया। आप देखेंगे, आपको मिल जाएगा फेसबुक पे, उन बच्चों को आगे कर दिया कि ये स्कूल हमारा बहुत अच्छा है, ये वो बच्ची परेशान थी, वो मेंटली डिस्टर्ब थी, मतलब कुछ भी चीज़ें हमारे अगेंस्ट चलाई। लेकिन हमने हार नहीं मानी। हमें लगा कि अगर हम बैठ जाएंगे तो ये मुद्दा दब जाएगा और हर स्कूल में, किसी भी स्कूल में कुछ भी होगा ना तो कुछ नहीं होगा। आप एक चीज़ सोचिए, हाई कोर्ट में जज ने मुझसे बोला कि आप क्या चाहते हैं, आपके क्या ग्रीवेंसेस है, आप चाहते हैं कि ये बच्चे को मैं शिफ्ट कर दूं और उसके बाद में ये बच्चे जो 10 साल से यहाँ पढ़ रहे हैं उनके फ्रेंड्स छूट जाएं। मैं कहा सर, मौत से बड़ा कुछ नहीं होता। मैंने जज साहब को बोला, सर मौत से बड़ा कुछ नहीं होता, बच्चा एडजस्ट कर सकता है, लेकिन जो बच्चा इस दुनिया में नहीं है वो अपनी क्या सांसें एडजस्ट कर सकता है, क्या वो वापस आ सकता है? तब जज ने वो बात पलट दी। मतलब इस तरह की चीज़ें हमें देखने को मिली हैं इस 8 महीने के दौरान। फिर भी हम इसीलिए खड़े हैं कि जब तक एग्जाम्पल सेट नहीं होगा, स्कूल को पनिशमेंट नहीं मिलेगा, तब तक कुछ नहीं होगा। इस मरने से बड़ा क्या होगा? फिर तो हर स्कूल बोलेगा कि जयपुर में तो इतना बड़ा हादसा हो गया था, हमारा तो इतना छोटा सा हादसा हुआ, हमें भी छोड़ दो।
Yes. As per my search, there has not been any suicide case of 9 years old in the school premises. I have searched it. There have been murders. There have been other things. बच्चे स्कूल से परेशान होकर आते हैं और घर में सुसाइड करते हैं। अमायरा को जो भी कहा गया that day, that was something related to कि वो उस दिन घर जा ही नहीं पाएगी. She was not allowed to go back home. Her parents will be called, the principal will be called here, she will be rusticated from the school. It was so intense that Amira was short of time. She could not call us.
पैनिक में थी, आप देखो ना भागती हुई गई है, मतलब कुछ तो ऐसा बोला गया कि उसके साथ कुछ होने वाला है अभी कभी, और 10 मिनट में छुट्टी होने वाली थी मैम, सिर्फ 10 मिनट में, आप सोचो.
Vijay ji, Shivani ji, as a parent, all I can say is this is every parent's nightmare that you're living. As a journalist, I can say you're not alone. Thank you for joining me here on Breaking Ground today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
आपका पार्सल फिर से हमारे घर पे आया है.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में.
माँ भी हमेशा पीमार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी, ये आपके लिए.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों,
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा.
As India's mobility story is racing into a new future, it's in search for a new fuel map. Electric, ethanol, hydrogen, CNG, hybrid. What will power India next? India's sharpest mobility minds come together to decode the fuel mix that will define the road ahead. The NDTV Automate Fuel and Future Summit 2026 on 15 July only on NDTV Network.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
buy now, sell immediately.
Hold it, boss.
Buy now, sell, hold, buy, sell immediately.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell? What to hold? Ask Profit with Mahima and Puneet. Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. Only on NDTV Profit. मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद हर रोज.
माँ भी हमेशा पीमार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों.
They say morning shows the day. Markets often have other plans. By midday, the story can be very different. That's when the right insights helps you rethink the day. Trades, trends, the moves that matter. Join me, Nisha Poddar, for Markets at 12, your edge for every move.
5 hours to go for all of DKS's dreams to come true. I'm going to try and get more into the crowds. Here are the pictures, Siddaramaiah. NDTV stands completely engaged with Karnataka.
High rate, check the audio. High rate, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start.
Breaking story, we're jumping straight into it.
We've got a picture of the letter. What is in your letter? You can never predict what's going to happen in Tamil Nadu politics. 21 days in Kashmir. Unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. For a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude. We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship. The line of control, Karur, NDTV.
Today's last word becomes tomorrow's first edge.
When markets close, clarity matters as much as speed.
We break down what stayed beneath the surface and what could follow.
Because the last start today gives you the head start you need tomorrow.
Join us before every closing bell
on India Market Close.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
These kind of awards and jury lineup, you are truly giving it the right weightage.
I think it's heartening to see talent that there is in
across India Inc. We should be awarding companies and individuals who have focused not only on growth but also on bringing good governance.
Be part of jury and vote on the people, the men, the women, the companies in India who have the right stuff is a great opportunity for us.
For us, the biggest thing is trust. That's what we provide.
We need leaders in India that can help take India being a global superpower.
We got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards.
Buy, sell, hold, hold.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell?
Hello everybody, you're watching NDTV. This is the Southern View. Today, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Vijay, was in the city of Stampede, Karur. This is his first visit to Karur after he took oath as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Vijay was in Karur today. In fact, he is going to spend the entire day in Karur. He is meeting with the family members of victims of the Stampede just now. Remember that 41 people lost their lives in this tragic Stampede that took place on the 27th of September. It changed the course of Vijay's campaign, TVK's campaign. It also in some ways changed Tamil Nadu politics forever. It derailed Vijay's campaign for 2 months, but it also taught him an important lesson. Vijay has spoken in Karur today and he has taken on the DMK, holding the party completely responsible for whatever happened. He's also said that he needs people's help when it comes to his crackdown on corruption. He has asked people to completely say no to taking bribes, paying bribes. He said that he is standing with them and he wants them to stand with him in his crackdown against corruption. My colleagues are with me and my colleague Vijay Gopal joins us with more details on this. Vijay, if you talk about the big takeaways from Vijay's speech today, it was a political speech. A lot of people say that it was also rhetorical in nature. But 3 important points he has taken on the DMK. He has repeated his allegation of conspiracy against him. He said that I believed the Karur police when they told me that everything was in order, but they clearly were playing by the instructions of somebody else. He has held the DMK responsible. He has also asked people to keep their belief in him, and he has said that it's not enough for you to just vote for me one time because I want to see forces like the DMK and the IDMK completely paralyzed. His reference to Tiya Shakti and Tindupona Shakti are back today, but he has also said that he believes in work more, talk less. He has said that he will not let anybody snatch away the rights of Tamil Nadu, referring to the Mekadatu issue and also most importantly delimitation. What do you think was the most important message that he was trying to send out?
Vasta, that's right. Vijay's Karur visit is full of symbolism. Remember, Vijay, after almost Karur tragedy, this is the first time Vijay visiting Karur. Interestingly, today he came inside the Karur district wearing black shirt. Black shirt symbolizes like to oppose something, or usually people wear during some sort of painful meeting. So today Vijay has reached the dais with wearing black shirt, and he started the speech attacking the previous led DMK government, saying alleging that DMK is the reason for Karur tragedy. He also accused the Karur police department, saying that police department followed the instruction of previous DMK government, and that's the reason for Karur tragedy. He also pointed out that, but then DMK government blamed him for the Karur tragedy for a political mileage. He even warned that this time people won't accept such things, but now he has become chief minister, as people has given a reply to opposition party DMK by giving a majority of numbers victory to TVK chief Vijay. And also he pointed out the corruption allegation like you mentioned. So in a way, Karur's speech is giving outline how TVK government under Vijay is going to function forward.
There was a comical reference also to Kolattur. Let me get in Sam Daniel here. Sam, you've been talking to Stampede victims, you've been talking to their family members. What exactly is happening in Karur right now, and how are people of Karur looking at the emotional message that Vijay sent out and also the political attack on the DMK?
Well, people look at his visit in a rather emotional way, Vasudha, because 41 people had lost their lives at that terrible TVK rally Stampede tragedy in September. At that time, Vijay did not stay back to visit the injured, nor did he visit the families of the dead. And only weeks later, he called the families to Chennai and met. At that time, they say he told them he would definitely visit them once he is given the permission. But lots have changed after that. He has won elections, has become the chief minister, and they say it's only right on his part to finally make this happen. And they look at the offer of the government jobs as a humanitarian, as a compassionate approach by Vijay, and they don't believe in the criticism by the opposition that this could actually in a way influence the witnesses. They say, nor did they complain against Vijay in the first place soon after the tragedy, nor would they now, but they would rather wait for the CBI investigation to be over so that whoever is responsible would be brought to justice. And they say this job in that sense would not bring about any kind of a change, but technically the opposition argues that the case is still underway, and this kind of an outreach could be seen as an attempt to influence the witnesses. And it's in that context, the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court also has ordered the government to appoint them only on a temporary basis, and that the jobs could be subject to the final outcome of the court order. All eyes would be on what Vijay would have to say when he speaks one-on-one to those families, maybe in an hour's time at the collectorate, when he would also be handing over the job offers to those family members.
Right, 32 job offers are going to be handed over to family members today. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Vijay, for staying with us. Do stay with us. We have more takeaways from what Vijay spoke today. Remember that the political war over the visit by the Chief Minister to Karur still goes on, because the DMK is using the concept of jurisprudence. It has approached both the Supreme Court and also the Madurai bench, saying that victims of the Stampede cannot be given job offers, they cannot be given government jobs, and that leads to the government of Tamil Nadu setting up a bad precedence. They've said that this is the Chief Minister only trying to misuse his government machinery to send out the wrong message. They said that is also an attempt to influence witnesses in a case that is being investigated by the CBI. But of course, the courts have not really stayed the distribution of the job appointment letters, which is why in a few minutes from now, we'll also see the Chief Minister talking to families of the victims who passed away in that horrific stampede. The Chief Minister, in fact, spoke extensively about it. He spoke about specifically the 10 children who lost lives in his public rally, and he said that it was entirely inadequate arrangements that had been made by the erstwhile DMK government that led to this. He said that it was my mistake, that I believed the Karur administration that was only working at the behest of the erstwhile DMK government. He has asked people of Tamil Nadu to vociferously keep voting against the DMK government so that a force like that doesn't come to power. But that is the political part of it. DMK is also saying that all of this is rhetorical, and that the Chief Minister should be now focusing on governance. His emotional speech in Karur, he has called the Stampede the most emotional time of his life. He has blamed former Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and Tamil Nadu police for the Stampede. He has also called out the DMK, and he has stated that they mocked him shamelessly during the Stampede. He also announced that a memorial will be set up for the Stampede victims in Karur by the TVK. Vijay is back in Karur for the first time 9 months after the Stampede took place. Remember, he skipped this constituency even during the campaign. The campaign was truncated because after the Stampede, his campaign was derailed for over 2 months. The tragedy had claimed 41 lives. Chief Minister Vijay is also meeting the families of the Stampede victims now. He is expected to hand over government job appointment orders on compassionate grounds, something that the DMK has concerns with. Let's listen into what he said today.
ஒரு மனுஷன் லைஃப்ல எவ்வளோ பெரிய ஒரு உயரத்துக்கு போனாலும் மனசளவில் சில வலிகள், காயங்கள், அதை மறக்க முடியாது இல்லையா? எல்லார் லைஃப்லையும் அப்படி தான், நமக்கும் அப்படி தான். நிறையா வலிகள், காயங்கள் எல்லாத்தையும் தாண்டி தான் வந்திருக்கிறோம். ஆனால் எல்லாத்தையும் விட ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியான அந்த வலியும் அந்த காயமும் எனக்கு அந்த கரூர் சம்பவம் தான். எனக்காக எல்லாமும் கொடுத்த என் மக்களுக்காக எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டுட்டு மக்களுக்காக மட்டுமே அரசியலுக்கு வந்தவன் இந்த விஜய். அவங்களுக்காக நன்றி கடன் செலுத்துறதுக்காக மட்டுமே அரசியலுக்கு வந்தவன் இந்த விஜய். ஆனால் நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே இத்தனை வலிகள் காயங்கள் கொடுத்தவங்களுக்கு இந்த 2026 தேர்தலில் தக்க பதிலடி கொடுத்துட்டீங்க. ஆனால் அது மட்டுமே பத்தாது மக்களே, அது மட்டுமே பத்தாது. காலகாலத்துக்கும் எழுந்திருக்கவே முடியாத அளவுக்கு நிரந்தரமான ஒரு பதிலடியை நீங்க கொடுத்துக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும். ஒவ்வொரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்லயும் அந்த பார்ட்டி ஃபண்ட், அந்த கட்சி நிதின்ற பேர்ல அடிக்கிற கொள்ளையெல்லாம் இந்த தீய சக்தியா இருக்கட்டும், தீந்து போன சக்தியா இருக்கட்டும், ரெண்டு பேரும் மாறி மாறி இதே தான் செஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க.
Well, is this collective compassion or is this just projection of Vijay's politics? He's in Karur today as the Chief Minister, something that was possible only because his campaign was successful, and Karur played an important role in that, isn't that, Sam Daniel? The fact that the Karur incident also led to sympathy for him. A lot of victims of the Karur Stampede did not really blame Vijay for whatever happened. You've been speaking to a lot of them, and it really beats me. I don't understand why people in fact still love him despite losing their own family members. Can you explain what are they feeling today?
Are you asking me?
Yes, Sam.
Well, I spoke to a few families, Vasudha. In one case, the family had lost or has lost both their daughters. In another case, the family has lost their only toddler who was just 21 months old at that point in time. They say they are yet to come out of the grief. In the case of the second case, the mother is yet shocked, and whenever the family talks about him, whenever she looked at his picture, she gets very emotional, and so they've consciously got her a job little away from home so that at least during the day she can be out of that kind of sorrowful mood. In the other case, the family says they literally lost everything with both their daughters having been killed in that. But his job alone will not set right things. But they look at this offer as a compassionate gesture by the Chief Minister. For a specific question whether this kind of an offer, outreach by the state government, would make these witnesses, in a sense, become pro-government, would they make any changes in the depositions they had made already? They say not really. One family said from day one they did not criticize Vijay or the TVK for any lapses. All they want is justice, and they do not want to come to a conclusion in a hasty way. Rather, they would wait for the CBI to complete its investigation. Whoever is guilty, they say, ought to be punished for that. But at the moment, they will not take any harsh words against Vijay or TVK, they say. And they say if they were invited yesterday by the government to meet Vijay, they would wholeheartedly go and meet him. In one case, the father says that he has a vacant plot, and he had already asked the Chief Minister earlier, before he became the Chief Minister, to help him build a house there. And now he hopes that he'll be able to reiterate that with the Chief Minister, and that Vijay would make sure that his wish would be fulfilled. So this evening they would all be meeting. For them, it's a kind of an emotional meeting, because although at that time Vijay did not stay after the tragedy, he did not meet the injured, nor did he visit the families of those who were killed. He only called them weeks later to Chennai and met them. At that time, he had assured that whenever he was granted permission, he would definitely visit them. Now he has won elections, become the Chief Minister, and they say he is keeping up his word in that sense, and they said they were looking forward to meeting him. But in terms of the memories of that Stampede tragedy, they say it still lingers, and this meeting would only bring back those memories. But they call this visit a welcome gesture by Vijay to meet them in person. And
absolutely. Sam, I think that is the message that the Chief Minister also wants to send out today, that he knows what had happened. He in fact said that had the Karur police told him that the crowd was too large, that he had to cancel his rally, he wouldn't have come. He said that he was misinformed, and he also alleges that it was the erstwhile DMK government that was behind this. Vijay, that is on expected lines. You know, this is an allegation that Vijay has been making for several months now. But just the body language language today. You know, he was wearing black. Black is the color of Periyar. It's the color of Tamil Nadu. It's the color of resistance. It's the color of opposition. And most importantly, it's also in some ways color of sorrow and anger. And the way he spoke, it was sobering in the start. And of course, he was very angry, within the first few minutes, because he was clearly saying that children lost lives. 10 children lost their lives. And these are children who would look at him on TV screens and who would barely know what to say. They were just his fans and they wanted their family members to, be part of that rally. So there was a lot of sobering, element to his speech today. But he was also very angry and he made it a point to talk about the work that his government has done for the last 50 days. Explain to us the tone and tenor of his speech in Karur today. How was it different from the other speeches that he has given?
Vasta, usually Vijay, since started his political party, he always used to keep his speech very short and try to connect emotionally with the people. That's what he did same in Karur also. But the starting of the speech, still like you mentioned, there were much anger and he wants to express his pain over the Karur tragedy. He mentioned about the incident. He also mentioned how the people had lost the life. He mentioned how people called him as a mama, Vijay Mama. He mentioned few children came to see him, but they lost their life. But however, DMK argues saying that Vijay's statements, such statements are full of lies, because they argue saying that even just before Karur tragedy, when Vijay was travelling from Namakkal to Karur, even then police official, Karur district official warned Vijay crowd is excessive to stop the vehicle on the entry point of the location itself. Even the press meet after the Karur tragedy was there was official press brief. They also mentioned the same. But so DMK argues those are all now Vijay's speech is full of fake narrative and false narrative. But however, Vijay says DMK was the reason behind this Karur tragedy. Vijay trusted the police, but he was guided in a wrong way by the police official. That was the reason for the stampede. He also compared the similar incident with the Ariyalur and Perambalur campaign. Remember, when after Vijay completed the campaign in Ariyalur district, he was on his way to Perambalur district, but there police official asked him to stop the vehicle. He stopped the vehicle immediately and cancelled the Perambalur campaign. So in this context only Vijay had made those points. But the case is pending before the CBI. We have to wait for a detailed inquiry, Vasudha.
Right, that's very important point. He's making a comparison to Perambalur rally, and I remember this, Sam and Vijay Gopal, because I remember all of us covered these rallies so closely. Vijay making a point that had the Karur police informed him, he wouldn't have possibly gone to Karur, and he says that all of this was happening at the behest of the DMK. Sam Daniel, Vijay also gave us a glimpse into what his politics could look like, because everybody is talking about the DMK and Congress coming together at the national level, the possibility of it, because Congress needs those numbers. Vijay spoke about delimitation today, he spoke about Mekadatu today, but the reference point, the underlying point was that he said that he wants to talk less, work more. He will not do anything that goes against the state. And he also blamed the DMK government for just making noise. In some ways, he's just calling them empty vessels. He said that he's not like that. He will do things which are, in the interest of Tamil people, but at the same time, he will not keep talking about it. Sam Daniel.
Vasudha, your line is breaking, but that's right. Vijay made it very clear amid speculation over what will be the stand of the DMK now that it has parted ways with the Congress alliance, our India bloc. What will be the DMK's position? Vijay made it very clear at the national level, whoever supports or is against delimitation, Tamil Nadu will never accept delimitation. He made his position very clear, reiterating that his position continues to be against the BJP's line in Delhi, amid the possibility of the BJP trying to push this in the upcoming parliament session. On the question of Mekadatu, that because of the TVK's alliance and sharing power with the Congress in Tamil Nadu and the Congress now in power in neighboring Karnataka, he is not going to soften the stand of Tamil Nadu. He made it clear, and he also questioned the DMK regime earlier. Why did they suffer a setback in the Supreme Court when it came to the question of the detailed project report being worked on by the neighboring Karnataka government? Why did the DMK allowed that kind of a setback because of weak arguments put forth in the apex court? And he also made it very clear that the the government has already adopted a resolution against Mekatatu on the floor of the House, and that it would take all legal steps required to make sure Tamil Nadu's rights over Kaveri waters is protected, and also its rights against any kind of dams being built unilaterally by the Karnataka government would be scuttled. But interestingly, Vasudha, he did not answer for any of the questions. For example, in terms of the investigation into the Stampede, why did he delay so much in terms of his arrival in Karur? Why did he not listen to the police when they asked him to stop around a few hundred meters away from the designated spot? And about questions in terms of allegations of inadequate arrangements in terms of drinking water, food and toilet facilities. We should understand the investigation is still underway. Absolutely. It's on these grounds that a few political parties have moved the court, saying that the beneficiaries could be witnesses, and any attempt to reach out to them through jobs could actually amount to influencing witnesses, which the TVK denies so far.
I think that is also the crux, Sam Daniel, to the political war that's going on between the DMK and TVK. Karur continues to play out despite, even after the election results have come out. And I think the DMK is also stressing on the fact that this is about jurisprudence, and that TVK cannot make this a precedence in the state, and they cannot use state machinery to give government jobs to victims or relatives of victims and send out a message of an attempt to influence the victims. But of course, the courts have not really interfered there. But stay with us. We look at the legal implications of what's happening today. The Madras High Court has refused to stay Tamil Nadu government's decision to provide temporary jobs or government jobs to family members of those who died in the Karur Stampede. Now, the court was hearing a petition that was filed by the DMK. The court has observed that temporary appointments could be made, but it has declined to grant interim relief. The DMK has argued that the job offer could in fact influence witnesses in this ongoing case, could even turn them hostile. It bypasses the Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission that is seen as the mandate for giving away jobs, and it also violates the principle of equal opportunity in public employment. Earlier we spoke to A. Saravanan, who's the DMK spokesperson, and this is what he said.
We are very happy that Mr. Vijay has gone on time there. Let's not forget that his delayed departure, almost 7 hours delay, has made it... hello?
Please go on.
Has made that Stampede. That was the primary cause and concern. Now he has been there on time, and their allies, CPI and CPM, have objected to this job. See, 18 people were dead in a ammonia gas leak near Chennai. They have given just 2 lakhs compensation. Probably government jobs should be given to them also.
Well, DMK raising some important questions there. Like I said, politics continues to play out on the Karur tragedy. And this is even after the election results. Now, the political battle over Karur tragedy has only intensified, with Chief Minister Vijay returning to Karur to meet the victims' families. He has also announced government jobs for relatives of the victims of the Stampede. He's in fact meeting them even as we speak. And this visit has triggered a fresh round of political sparring between the DMK and the TVK. Remember, this is his first visit to Karur after the Stampede took place. He did meet relatives and family members of the victims, but that was at a hotel near Chennai. But this is the first time he's visiting Karur, and he addressed a public rally after coming to Karur. He in fact took the road from Trichy to Karur. There was also an informal roadshow of sorts. Chief Minister Vijay, while speaking to people of Karur today, launched a sharp attack on the DMK, accusing it of exploiting the tragedy and targeting his government. The DMK has hit back, dismissing Vijay's remarks as an afterthought and accusing him of politicizing the tragedy and attempting to blame the previous government. The party has also maintained that it never wanted to prevent Vijay's visit to Karur. It said that its Supreme Court plea or Supreme Court petition was only aimed at ensuring the integrity of the ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, Congress party has defended Vijay's announcement of jobs for victims' families. Remember that Congress is part of the TVK cabinet in Tamil Nadu. It's an ally of the TVK in Tamil Nadu. It has said that the move was driven by compassion and it is not linked to politics.
He did not go there to sympathize with the people who had lost their lives, family of the members who have lost their lives. He has gone for electoral campaign. He went to Tiruchi, Everybody thought that since the Trichy people had voted for him and elected him, he is going to thank the people. But he did not thank the people. How will a candidate who had won in a constituency thank the people? They will get into a jeep, go through the streets of that constituency and thank the people. But he did not enter into the constituency at all. But he said that I am going to thank the people of Trichy constituency, one of the Trichy constituencies which had elected him. He was campaigning for a by-election. The same thing he has done in Karur.
So how are people of Karur coping with the tragedy that took place last year, and what do they feel about the Chief Minister's visit to Karur? My colleague Sam Daniel, who's on ground in Karur covering Chief Minister Vijay's visit to the place, he also spoke to Stampede victims, relatives and family members, and this is what they said.
It's an emotional moment for 27-year-old Vimal, who lost his toddler son Dhruv Vishnu in the terrible TVK rally Stampede tragedy last year. During TVK Chief Vijay's address that killed 41 people. Vimal sees Vijay's visit as the actor turned politician keeping up his word. Vimal, a school dropout, says authorities have also indicated that the Chief Minister would offer him a government job. The young man says he too would share a request to the Chief Minister.
வேலைக்கு இது மாதிரி ஃபார்ம்லாம் கேட்டாங்களா, எழுதி கொடுத்துருக்கோம். அவர் மேலே தப்பில்லைங்கிறனால தைரியமாக சொல்கிறார். வீடு கட்டி கொடுக்க சொல்லியிருந்தோம், இடம் இருக்குது, வீடு கட்டி கொடுக்க சொல்லியிருந்தோம். அதை எங்களுக்கு அப்பயே அவர் பண்ணித்தராங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருந்தார். அது நிறைவேற்றி கொடுப்பாரு.
In another part of Karur, this mother, Selvarani, a weaver, is still grieving the loss of both her school-going daughters, Palani Ammal and Kokila. She has studied till class 7 and is likely to get a job. The CBI is still investigating the case, with criticism that offer of government jobs could influence witnesses in favor of the ruling TVK. Selvarani's driver husband who was travelling says those guilty ought to be brought to the book.
அதாவது பாதிக்கப்பட்ட தண்ணி உப்பு தின்னவன் தண்ணி குடிச்சுட்டு அவனை யாரா இருந்தாலும் ரைட் நம்ம இழந்தவங்க ரைட் நம்மளுக்கு தேவை நீதி தான் வேணும் ரைட் நம்ம எதுவுமே நம்ம எடுத்தோமா கமத்தமான யாரையும் சொல்றதுக்கு இல்ல உப்பு தின்னவன் தண்ணி குடிச்சுட்டு ஆகணும் ரைட்டுங்களா
அது அவங்க இப்ப ஆட்சியில் இருக்கனால ஒருவேளை இந்த மாதிரி வேலை கொடுத்தனால அவங்களுக்கு ஆதரவா சாட்சிகள் பேசுவாங்கன்னு சில சொல்றாங்க.
ஆதரவு அப்பவும் கிடையாது, ஒரே மாதிரியே தான் நம்ம போகணும். அதாவது இது எதனால நடந்துச்சு, யாரு செஞ்சா.
So far, the Tamil Nadu government has not said anything about jobs for family members of the Stampede victims, though the issue has gone to the court now. For Chief Minister Vijay, who has been blaming it on the then ruling DMK for the Stampede, it's a political tightrope walk. Call it compassion or an attempt to shield his party from possible lapses. In Karur with Suresh, Sam Daniel, NDTV.
Moving on to the other top story from Tamil Nadu, the Jananayakan release after nearly 7 months of uncertainty, prolonged court battles, piracy leaks and countless rumours. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay's Jananayakan has finally cleared the CBFC test. It has an A certificate now and it is waiting a theatrical release. And this is a much-awaited film because remember, this is his last film before he took a full-time plunge into politics. The movie has been cleared with an A certificate, but this comes after months of legal battles and delays. Sources now say that the film could even be released on the 24th of July across nearly 1,000 theatres. This release is significant because Jananayakan will make Vijay the first sitting Tamil Nadu Chief Minister to have a film released while in office. The film also marks Vijay's farewell to cinema, giving every scene and dialogue added political significance. The filmmaker suffered a setback in April, like we know, when a high-definition version of the uncertified film was leaked online. My colleague Vijay, who broke the news for us yesterday, joins us with more details on this. Vijay, we used to always talk about MGR winning elections while in hospital. Now Vijay has a new record. record. He becomes the first sitting chief minister to have a movie released. How are people of Tamil Nadu feeling about this? Do we have any clarity on the theatrical release of this movie? What is KVN Production saying?
Vasta, that's right. Vijay has been creating records since he started the political party. Now, as far as Jananayagan movie is concerned, as for now, there is no official confirmation regarding the release date, but sources indicate the movie could hit the screens on July 24 because overseas distributors have already released posters saying that July 24th could be the release date for Jananayagan movie, which has created much expectations, especially from among Vijay fans. You know, yesterday once it got cleared, the CBFC certification after a prolonged time, the legal battles tussled between CBFC and KVN Production House. Yesterday they cleared A certificate movie, they got A certificate, but this is much disappointment also as Vijay has a huge kids follower and family audience, so they won't be preferring to watch the movie on theatres, but however, this is said to be Vijay's farewell movie, lost movie, so more expectation among Vijay fans, and also actually Vijay's Jananayagan was originally scheduled to release on Jan 9th, just before Vijay's maiden political electoral debut, but however it got delayed. Now all set here, all is fine, and also many fans have already started preparing their celebration across many theatres, and very shortly, within a week, we will get a clear information about the number of theatres and what could be the exact release date also.
Okay, thank you Vijay for joining us with those details. Prime Minister Modi has arrived in New Zealand. This is after his 3-day trip. It's after his 3-day trip to Australia, where he signed a number of landmark deals, including those on maritime security, critical minerals and nuclear energy. The Prime Minister is now in New Zealand, and he is going to be there for 2 days. He's going to have some very important meetings with regard to trade. The Prime Minister of New Zealand has already said that the country is looking for an important trade deal with India. This is after a long time that an Indian Prime Minister is visiting New Zealand. The Prime Minister of New Zealand has said that the visit of the Prime Minister, Indian Prime Minister, marks an important step in deepening bilateral ties between the two countries. The two leaders are expected to hold talks on trade, defense, innovation, and expanding economic ties between the two nations. My colleague Aditya Rajkal joins us with more details on this. Aditya, this New Zealand trip comes after a hectic 3-day trip of the Prime Minister to Australia. We saw the diaspora meet. We saw those important deals being signed, including those on maritime security and nuclear energy. Critical minerals is also on the table. When it comes to New Zealand, what can we expect?
Well, the high point in the relationship, Vasudha, is in fact the FTA that has been signed between India and New Zealand, and that is going to impact and transform lives, particularly in New Zealand. So it's a win-win situation for both the countries. These are first visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi arriving in New Zealand. The Prime Minister of New Zealand, Christopher Luxon, personally received the Prime Minister at the airport. Mind you, this is the first visit of Indian Prime Minister to New Zealand in over 40 years. So critically and strategically, it is very, very important. More details that we are picking up is that the visit comes at a significant time of the FTA that I just mentioned, that was under negotiation for more than a year now. Earlier, NDTV had spoken to the Minister of Commerce and Industries of New Zealand, who had given details of the FTA as well. Apart from that, the strategic and geopolitical context is that New Zealand's excessive dependence on the single market. There is a strong desire from New Zealand side to diversify its economic partnership, and that's why we are witnessing FTA. In terms of the people-to-people ties, New Zealand is home to about more than 300,000 Indian diaspora, and this is a huge, important game changer in terms of politics, economy, and business. The visit will, in fact, give an opportunity to both the sides to celebrate the contribution of the diaspora, which Prime Minister is famously, and he loves to interact with them. That is what we witnessed in Indonesia and in Australia as well. Apart from that, there is technology and innovation. New Zealand spends roughly 1.5% of its GDP in research and development and has achieved excellence in various sectors such as dairying, farming, high-performance sports, etc. India is trying from their best practices and innovations to strengthen corresponding Indian sectors. New Zealand is in fact in the process of launching Kiwi Fruit Action Plan, Apple and Pear Action Plan, and Honey Action Plan in India, and setting up centers of excellence in the kiwi fruit in Nagaland and in Uttarakhand. India is also discussing similar cooperation in sports through joint action plan in sports. So apart from business, FTA provision, the US $20 billion investment in India over the next 15 years will serve as a driving force for stronger economic partnership. So clearly, from trade to strategic cooperation to newer bridges and alliances being made in terms of the people-to-people contact and of course other areas of dairying and agriculture, it is going to be a game changer and foundation of a new level of relationship clearly being set up here in Auckland, where Prime Minister has just arrived and the very first Prime Minister from India to travel in over 40 years.
Okay, Aditya, also explain to us, New Zealand is on one side of the Indo-Pacific. We've seen China being very aggressive when it comes to this context. Where does New Zealand stand there when it comes to geopolitics? Do we see the country as a like-minded partner? And when it comes to people-to-people connections, what kind of Indians live there? What is the diaspora connect that we have with this country?
Well, firstly, Vasudha, the visuals speak for themselves. Clearly, the bonhomie between the two prime ministers is on display. The warm hug, the personal reception, and the grand gesture by the Prime Minister himself to receive Prime Minister Modi clearly is the beginning of a very robust cooperation. Apart from that, the very strong connect of the Indian diaspora. But your most important and critical question of the Indo-Pacific is significant because this is a time of global turbulence and economic disruptions. At a time of this, India is trying to bridge the gaps when it comes to Indo-Pacific, especially the Act East policy of India that is on display. It began from Indonesia to Australia and now in New Zealand. Apart from Indonesia and Australia, New Zealand is also a very important and critical part of the Indo-Pacific strategy and maritime cooperation that would be discussed during the talks, and we could expect some kind of a deliverables in these arenas as well, and both the leaders could re-emphasize their level of strategic cooperation when it comes to maritime security, when it comes to close defense, trade and technology ties between these important partners. So a lot of announcements likely to be seen tomorrow, but the Prime Minister is on the third leg of his visit to New Zealand. These are the first visuals coming in from the airport in Auckland, where with a warm hug, Christopher Luxon, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, has just received Prime Minister Modi.
Right, Aditya, also help us understand what kind of bilateral ties have existed between the two countries. You talked about the FTA negotiations getting reopened a few months ago. How did that happen?
Well, certainly it is a win-win situation for New Zealand. What is a defining image of India over the last more than a year, ever since Trump imposed tariffs and brought in economic turbulence across the globe, shockwaves. Many countries and many groupings are looking towards India because India is a trusted partner when it comes to trade, when it comes to commerce. But it's not just that. India also brings in scale. India also brings in a most trustworthy, vibrant market where manufacturing could be done. There could be joint development, and there is a huge consumer base here in India for all countries, and that's why New Zealand is going to benefit. In fact, Prime Minister of New Zealand just put out a statement where he said that immediately after the FTA, on the very first day of the implementation, at least 57 to 58% of the New Zealand market in India will have free access without any kind of tariff. So it's a grand success for New Zealand story also, where India will play a very critical role.
Right. Thank you, Aditya Rajkal, for those very critical details. The FTA remains at the crux of Prime Minister's visit to New Zealand. He has just arrived there after finishing a successful trip to Australia. He's going to be there in New Zealand for the next 2 days. He has important bilateral meetings with the heads of the state there. With that, it's time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आपका पार्सल फिर से हमारे घर पे आया है।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
माँ भी हमेशा पीमार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी, ये आपके लिए।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाह मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा।
और मसाला.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program.
Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
From the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
मीठा या नमकीन चाहे जैसे खाओ 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली स्वादिष्ट सेहतमंद हर रोज.
माँ भी हमेशा पीमाक मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
The fact that there is now suddenly a raging debate with regards to ethanol, why is it that it's happening now?
E20, madam, has been around for nearly 2 years now. There are 20 crore two-wheelers using E20. There are 20 lakh four-wheelers using E20. But I think the counter information which has been put out, that this is not something we've done suddenly, that E20 has been around for at least almost 2 years, that E15 has been around for 3.5 years. And by the way, in the last 18 months or 24 months, there have been no complaints.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
I'm delighted to be chairing of such distinguished fellow businessmen, bankers. It's just lovely to be back on this NDTV jury. I have been a fan of NDTV for a long time.
Many of the nominees are extremely close together in terms of what they've done.
Gender parity to be reflected while we choose leadership as well.
It's also important that how they are reshaping the industries.
We've got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Vijay. What's Saturday?
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5 only on NDTV 24/7.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
I'm delighted to be chairing of such distinguished fellow businessmen, bankers. It's just lovely to be back on this NDTV jury. I have been a fan of NDTV for a long time.
Many of the nominees are extremely close together in terms of what they've done.
I think it's also important that how they are reshaping the industries, commercial activities which they are into. And it's a very judicious mix of people to choose from. My compliments to the team.
Who will earn India's top business honors. Find out at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards. Two nations, one defining vision. From critical semiconductors and high-speed rail to securing the vast waters of the Indo-Pacific, the blueprint of the world's most critical partnership is taking shape. Together, the visionary minds rewriting global diplomacy, driving economic power, and forging a massive manufacturing future. NDTV presents the Indo-Japan Strategic Dialogue.
The news, Ayush. Since when do we do scripts? Fair point. Picture this. The biggest stage. Floodlights. Wow. 4K, the works. Where's the hook? There's going to be celebrities and guaranteed eyeballs. Where's the hook? Think about this. Front page advertisements and hoardings. Bro, where's the hook? Cross-platform, digital first, virality. Without a hook, no way. The message is clear. It's 2026. You gotta be real in a world of reels. You gotta be original in a world where everything seems generated. That's it. That's what we're looking for. The best campaigns, the hottest trends, the smartest brand moves on our new show. But wait, what do we call it? The Hook.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindoor.
So many attacks.
The chaos and
Breaking updates, Shiv Sena corporator Ramesh Mhatre has been produced before the Kalyan court a while ago in connection with the Dombivli doctor assault case. This comes after the court rejected Mhatre's plea yesterday, in which he had sought permission to attend the hearing through video conferencing on health grounds. In fact, he was earlier discharged from the hospital. He was hospitalized soon after he was arrested, but now he has finally been produced before the court. Remember, Mhatre was arrested by the Kalyan Dombivli police after he assaulted doctors and nurses at a KDMC hospital a few days back. So that's the latest we are picking up. We are joined by Sujata on this. Sujata, finally Ramesh Mhatre has been produced before the court. Of course, he will be remanded to a few days police custody as well, but he had been trying to evade law ever since he was, ever since the FIR was registered. He was arrested, but he was then hospitalized and he wanted to attend the court hearing through VC. But take us through the details now that he's finally been produced before the court.
Well, certainly, and we know that today he's finally going to be presented in court and the hearing is underway. Let me pan and show you the visuals around. This is where Corporator Ramesh Mhatre along with the three other accused have been presented. We know that the other three accused who were arrested a while ago before Ramesh Mhatre got arrested, their police custody ends today, whereas Ramesh Mhatre is being presented in the court for the first time, because we know that yesterday an application was submitted by the police stating that there could be a video conferencing held as the medical condition of Ramesh Mhatre was not stable for him to come before the court. However, the court refused to do so and they stated that the accused needs to be there in person so that for the court to decide whether police or judicial custody needs to be given. Now we know that Ramesh Mhatre has a history and the other accused too of their history as a history sheeters, and simultaneously they have multiple cases, criminal cases registered against them. And keeping all that in consideration, it is going to be important to see what custody does the court remand Ramesh Mhatre to, and also that public representatives, if they go on to take the law in their hand, this raises serious question over their accountability and their social responsibility. So this is going to be an important decision today before the court, and also that he was unwell and there were several of these reasons they were cited by the defense counsel representing Mhatre, that he's 73 years of age and he really needs to rest. However, the court refused to take these arguments and it was decided that he needs to be present. Today he was taken to he was discharged from the hospital, taken to Manpara police station, and from thereafter he was then brought to the court a while ago along with the three other accused. And shortly from now we'll get to know whether Ramesh Mhatre is being given police custody or judicial custody. But once again, an important case, because we know that The entire unfortunate incident led to the doctors at KDMC protesting and vouching action against the corporator here. However, he did say that the action shouldn't have happened. But yes, somewhere we saw that he was unwilling to apologize or call this a mistake from his end, and henceforth he was arrested. Agitation grew further. Senior leaders from the Shiv Sena too had to affirm and assure people and the doctors who were protesting that action will be taken, and we saw an FIR being registered as well as the corporator getting arrested. And now that he is being presented in court, the verdict will be out shortly whether is he more.
Right. Thank you, Sujata, for getting those details. We'll close this story. We'll in fact track the story closely with you. Ramesh Mhatre produced before the court. He'll either be sent to police custody or judicial custody. That remains to be seen. For now, we'll slip into a short break. More updates on the other side.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आपका पार्सल फिर से हमारे घर पे आया है।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
माँ भी हमेशा पीमाक मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी, ये आपके लिए।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
These kind of awards and jury lineup, you are truly giving it the right weightage.
I think it's heartening to see talent that there is across India Inc.
We should be awarding companies and individuals who have focused not only on growth but also on bringing good governance.
Be part of jury and vote on the people, the men, the women, the companies in India who have the right stuff is a great opportunity for us.
For us, the biggest thing is trust. That's what we provide. We need leaders in India that can help take India being a global superpower.
We got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards.
As India's mobility story is racing into a new future, it's in search for a new fuel map. Electric, ethanol, hydrogen, CNG, hybrid. What will power India next? India's sharpest mobility minds come together to decode the fuel mix that will define the road ahead. The NDTV Automate Fuel and Future Summit 2026 on 15 July only on NDTV Network.
Buy, sell, hold, hold.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell? What to hold? Ask Profit with Mahima and Puneet. Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. only on NDTV Profit.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
The Shiv Sena Shinde faction corporator is seen assaulting a female doctor and nurses at a hospital in Dombivli.
The thug you see is Shinde Sena corporator Ramesh Mhatre of Dombivli. Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, I have a direct question for you tonight. Will your government immediately arrest this rowdy Ramesh Mhatre?
We learned that the action action has been taken against the thug neta that we see on our screens right now. FIR has been registered against this man.
And joining me live from Mumbai is Ramesh Mhatre. क्या आपको जरा भी शर्म नहीं आती है? आपको किसने हक दिया हाथ उठाने का?
हमको हक हमारे पार्टी के बालासाहेब ठाकरे ने दिया जहाँ भी अन्याय हो।
आप कॉर्पोरेटर हो या गुंडे हो सर? नेशनल टीवी पर हैं आप। क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे कि आप
अगर हमारे कारपोरेशन में एक पेशेंट के लिए पेशेंट को इलाज करने के लिए अगर ऐसा हमको करना पड़ता है उसका हमको अफसोस है।
इसका मतलब कि आगे जाके भी अगर चाहे तो ऐसे ही करेंगे। क्या आप उनसे माफी मांगेंगे या नहीं मांगेंगे?
प्रशिक्षण हम हमारे
नहीं मांगेंगे
सर।
Had it not been for NDTV's coverage, none of this would have happened. And today, 9 hours after I spent 26 minutes questioning him, Ramesh Mhatre, corporator of the ruling Shinde Sena, has finally been arrested.
Buy now, sell immediately. Hold it, boss. Buy now, sell. Hold, buy. Sell immediately.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell? What to hold? Ask Profit with Mahima and Puneet. Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. Only on NDTV Profit.
Today's last word becomes tomorrow's first edge.
When markets close, clarity matters as much as speed.
We break down what stayed beneath the surface and what could follow.
Because the last start today gives you the head start you need tomorrow.
Join us before every closing bell
on India Market Close.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
These kind of awards and jury lineup, you are truly giving it the right weightage.
The eminent juries who are here and that itself speaks for the commitment towards highlighting the advantage which India is having. What I am looking for in this is that we should be awarding companies and individuals who have focused not only on growth but also on bringing good governance.
Be part of jury and vote on the people, the men, the women, the companies in India who have the right stuff is a great opportunity for us.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards.
5 hours to go for all of DKS's dreams to come true. I'm going to try and get more into the crowds. Here are the pictures, Siddaramaiah. NDTV stands completely engaged with Karnataka.
High rate, check the audio. High rate, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start.
Breaking story, we're jumping straight into it.
We've got a picture of the letter. What is in your letter? You can never predict what's going to happen in Tamil Nadu politics. 21 days in Kashmir. Unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. For a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude. We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship. The line of control, Karur, NDTV.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
माँ भी हमेशा पीमाक मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
Two nations, one defining vision. From critical semiconductors and high-speed rail to securing the vast waters of the Indo-Pacific, the blueprint of the world's most critical partnership is taking shape. Together, the visionary minds, rewriting global diplomacy, driving economic power, and forging a massive manufacturing future. NDTV presents the Indo-Japan Strategic Dialogue.
They say morning shows the day.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Gargi Rawat. Coming up ahead, the Shiv Sena corporator Ramesh Mhatre is produced in court. He was the one seen on camera assaulting doctors at a government hospital. Also up ahead, Prime Minister Modi is now in New Zealand on the last leg of his foreign tour. An Indian Prime Minister visiting the island after Rajiv Gandhi 40 years ago. We'll get to the highlights from there, but first a look at the headlines we're tracking. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay arrives in Karur. It's his first visit as the state's Chief Minister after the Stampede. Holds a grand road show and he will shortly meet the victims' families and review relief and rehabilitation. His film Jan Nayagan is set for release as the Chief Minister's first film to hit theatres after taking office, making it a landmark moment in Tamil cinema and politics. The film's performance is also expected to be closely watched for its impact on the Vijay brand. Fresh CCTV footage reignites the focus on the November 2025 death of a 9-year-old Amaira who jumped from the 4th floor of the Neja Modi School in Jaipur, with her family alleging repeated bullying and lack of action despite her seeking teachers' help. An old video of Thug Sena leader Ramesh Mhatre emerges. The Eknath Shinde faction corporator created a ruckus back in 2017 as well. The Sena corporator has been discharged from hospital and is being produced in court. Pune man Ketan Agarwal's father now writes to the president demanding fast-track trial in his son's murder. Grief-stricken family appeals for justice, seeks the strictest punishment for his fiancée Sia and Chetan. The monsoon impact on the capital. 3 people lost their lives in separate rain-related incidents across the NCR within 24 hours, putting civic safety under scrutiny. Tragically, a child reportedly died after being swept into a flooded street. And after his Australia leg, Prime Minister Modi has now arrived in New Zealand's Auckland, where he will hold bilateral meeting with the New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon and other leaders, focusing on enhancing economic and trade relations. Alright, the big breaking news now coming in on the case involving the Shiv Sena corporator who beat up doctors at a government hospital. Ramesh Mhatre has been produced before the Kalyan court, finally produced before the court in connection with the Dombivli doctor assault case. This comes after the court had rejected Mhatre's plea. In fact, the police's plea seeking permission for him to attend the hearing through video conferencing on health grounds. Remember, as soon as he was arrested by the police, he was quickly then taken to hospital where he claimed that he was not feeling well, and then he remained there. And in fact, when he was to be discharged yesterday, again he claimed he was having some problems and remained in hospital. And then the police made this request to the court saying that allow him to appear on via video conference, but the court was having none of it, and the court insisted that he appear in person. And now Ramesh Mhatre has been taken to the Kalyan court. Let's go across to Sujata now for more on this story. Sujata, tell us what's happening there.
Well, absolutely, and I'm currently outside the Kalyan Sessions Court, and let me pan around and show you the visuals. The hefty police deployment